Dream Chasers fan might come in here and think that, oh, this show is going to be all about Billy, and it's not. I mean, there's some Billy news in here, but it's not all Billy, you know? Welcome. Hi. It's Order 42. I'm Rob. We're going to be talking Retropalooza tonight. That's right. It was this weekend, and it was fun. It was really fun. I enjoyed it. It was a good time. But let's say hi to everybody in chat. What is going on? Look, Cryptic Mayhem was first. He was first. So we got to give him credit, okay? This week, it's Cryptic Mayhem. But we've got Ricky here. We've got Ted here. We've got Rachel here. We've got Little Pee-wee 41291. I wonder if that's not your birthday, is it? But hey, you chose the watermelon. Good. So while we're doing this, in fact, let me post this real quick. Bam, that we're live. Just so, people know. Yeah, this is what's up for the taste tonight. Jack's, which is supposed to be Apple Jacks. Who knows? It could taste terrible. It could taste really bad. We've got the watermelon, strawberry. And then we've got Escobar's tropical fruit. Now, Escobar's last one that we had, really good. I want to buy some more. But there you go. That's what's on the agenda as far as e-liquids go. I've got a tank ready to go. It's built, it's wicked, it's ready for whatever you guys choose. So, there you go. You like the label? I think it's one of the classier labels that I've seen. Of course, it's got all the warnings and stuff, but it's just a good looking, sharp label. The Escobar's is actually pretty cool too. Come on, there you go. I mean, it's simple, and of course, because what if the kids see it? They've had to change their labels and stuff. But hey, I like it. It's very nice. But anyway, you like how their sticker looks? Yes. Shut up, Ricky. No, you don't. You lie hair. But it's good to see you guys. It's good to see you guys. I mean, look, there's a ton. There's a ton to talk about. And there just is. There's so much to talk about. Although I will say that I don't have any the after hours type stories. Don't have a lot of those. Oh, that's Jacob. Good to see you. In fact, Ricky and Jacob were, for me, sort of a highlight of Retropalooza this weekend. I mean, just being able to hang out with them and talk with them for an extended period of time was awesome. It was really, really cool. And look at there. Look at there, everybody. Bucho's here. That's a live shot. Again, that's a live shot of Bucho from New Zealand. And he's been standing there like that for years now. I mean, it's I don't know how he does it. And he's typing. How is that? I mean, he must have... number one, he must be able to throw his voice to a Siri / hey Google, Alexa kind of thing. Either way, it's very impressive. But anyway, good to see you. Good to see you, Bucho. Twisted Root. Yeah, we're going to talk about, we're, telling some stories. We're going to tell some stories tonight. Just some things that happen. The first thing I want to show you is sort of a pickup. It really wasn't. I pre-ordered this in August of 2022, and I just got it about a week ago. So yeah, it was from the Nacelle company, which I'd never heard of before, but they did a line called the Legends of Laughter, and I got a Bill Hicks action figure. So, yeah, there you go. I got a Bill Hicks action figure. It was just something I had to get. I had to get. It says Bill Hicks, 1961 to 94, the master of edgy and observational comedy, made waves in his time for his sarcastic and satiric commentary on society. But don't let his brutal honesty fool you, for Bill Hicks had a pretty satisfying philosophy on life. It's just a ride. And you can also get Lenny Bruce and Joan Rivers in the set. But I just got Bill because, come on, Bill. This is the only, Jacob, this is the only one that I know of. This is the only one, only Bill Hicks action figure that I know of. Of course, I'm going to keep it. It's not really sealed. And it looks like the way, I mean, look, can you see that? The way that that's on there, it's almost like it wasn't cut correctly. So it doesn't quite sit down in there the way it should. Hey, it's a Bill Hicks action figure. Action. And it's available now. It's out. I pre-ordered it. So there you go. There's that. Open it. Nah, I don't really need to open it. Ninjinzu, welcome. And Ted, did I say that Ted was here? I don't think I did. Ted, hi. How's it going? Good to see you. It's an Android thing. You wouldn't know about it. I gotcha. Thought to speech. Oh, man. Let's see. Wait a minute. Let's see. Ted, I didn't think Thrawn looked good at all. Did the CGI his whole head, the part in hair was moving around his head? They should have just used makeup. Did they CGI something? I guess I didn't notice that. I didn't notice anything that weird about him. He just looked, blue. Like he's, from Avatar. Only with red eyes. And man, that voice, I gotta say, Lars Mikkelsen's voice is it's kind of beautiful. It's kind of soothing in a very unsoothing kind of way, which is, I guess, the point. But yeah. Let's see. Okay, open it. No, I'm not gonna open it. It's kind of cool. I mean, it's a cool thing. I'm glad that I have it, but I'm not sure it was worth the price. But like I said, oh, and Rachel is here too. I saw Rachel in here, by the way. I saw Rachel in here. If you're here, hi. I'm sure you're, eating or, I don't know, doing something. But yeah, $40 for this. $37. I think it was $37. Yeah, I didn't know how big it was, anything like that. I just said, it's Bill Hicks. I got to pre-order it. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. So I did. I mean, you can see it's not that big. But it is Bill Hicks. And, yeah. And now my face grease is all over the side of the box. That's probably going to bring down the what do you call it? The value. So. Did I see Carbonite? Welcome, Carbonite. And Pop Hunter. Pop Hunter's here too. Good to see you guys. You thought his whole head looked faked. Okay. Well, I mean, it looked like him to me. Just red eyes and blue face. I don't know. You want Lenny Bruce? Yeah, $37. I don't know. It seems like a lot. Don't we all use thought to speech? I mean, that's deep, man. That's too deep for Order 42 content. At least right now. It's early in the show. We can get crazy later, but right now that's way too much. That's way too much for me. Let's see. Think Thrawn has blue balls? I mean, hi everybody. Hi Dr. Nick. I'm not sure what that means, but hey. Okay, whoa, gosh. About the standard for non-kids figures. Oh, yeah, I mean, I guess so, but I don't know. Bill Hicks is amazing, though. My Ace Ventura figure was the same price. Okay. Well, I got to be eating. Oh, I don't know. It's, it's kind of... Oh, it's actually 8 o'clock there. I don't know. Not sure. Not sure what you're doing. But welcome. I was just thinking eating, chilling, watching the Order 42 show while you're, having a bite. I don't know. Wish I could have made it to Dallas, ended up having to go to Louisiana instead. Well, I mean, there's things in Louisiana to see. I mean, I guess it depends on what you're doing there. So yeah, but next year, yes. Yeah, no Sam Kinison. Yeah, it's probably some sort of deal that they made. I don't know. I actually feel it's kind of weird. It's weird that there's a Bill Hicks action figure. It's just strange to me. So that's why I was like, I gotta have this. I gotta have this because it's really strange. Fell asleep last Wednesday waiting for... Hey, that's the way it goes. Andrew Dice Clay, that could be an interesting one. His balls are orange. The Beer Chasers, what's going on? Hey. Couple of months, man. Really rad weekend. Me, Jay, Billy will be there. I believe Eric is going to be there. It's going to be good. It's going to be fun. So, really rad weekend, November, I think 11th, 12th, 13th, something like that. We'll be there. And I'm looking forward to it. And I'm hoping that it doesn't get super cold when we get there. So, yeah. The Hi Dr. Nick thing is from The Simpsons. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. See, it's not that I don't like The Simpsons. It's just that I don't know all the stuff. I haven't watched it in years. But when I watch it, I'm like, this is pretty funny. But I never go back and get into it. It's just like South Park. I don't know. I just haven't watched it. Wish I watched all the Rebel seasons so I know more of what happened. Yes. This last episode was something, wasn't it? I mean, there was a lot. There was a lot that if there's a lot of people that are probably like, I don't know what the hell's going on. No idea. When is the one in Houston? I should be able to make that one much closer. Let's see. Let's see here. Retropalooza, Houston is May 25th, 26th. Pasadena Convention Center. There you go. Whoa, gosh, that's bright. Whoa. We're not there yet, though. I officially have a nickname. Nyoka and I call you 42 Rob. Okay. I'll take it. Hopefully, maybe people will think that that's my age, and it won't be so bad. But yeah, you should come, Ted. You should totally come to Retropalooza. They're just so much fun, and really what it is it's about the hanging out. The doing all the stuff and looking at. I mean, I guess for me that's what it's all about, because I don't really have I just don't care about retro games. I don't. I'm sorry. Okay? I like hanging out with the people because that's the best part. And I mean, it's not that I don't think it's cool. It's really cool. I just don't have a place for that in my life. I just don't. I'm a book guy. I'm a movie guy. Games, they've always been kind of second nature to me when it comes to this stuff. I know. But that's just the way it is for me. But there you go. Can you tell us about your day with Wraith? Oh, I have a couple of days with Wraith that I will be talking about for sure. Can we totally hang out next May? We are already planning the trip. My brother is coming this time. Absolutely. Yes. Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not. I don't know. I mean, it's too early to tell what the situation will be. I'm sure Jay will go down there earlier than Billy and I want to go down there, because I don't want to just live down there for a few days. But then Uh, yeah, I don't know if Billy and I will ride together or whatever, but I mean, why not? You know, could be fun. It could be a lot of fun. It probably will be a lot of fun. I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it now. I'm calling it now. It'll be fun. So yeah. Made the one 2 years ago in Houston, but didn't really know you. Then went to meet Grindhead Jim. Yes, Ted. I remember. See, that's the thing. I remember faces, but I don't remember names. I'm terrible with that. I'm so terrible with names. Like, but I'm like, hey, I remember you. I remember your face, but I don't remember your name. And sometimes it takes me a couple times, and then I don't have that reinforcement. I don't see you like 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row. I only see you for a split second. I go, oh, hey, how's it going? And then I don't see you again for another year or whatever. It's hard to remember that stuff. But I'm sure everything will be fine. As long as you say, hey, it's Ted. I'll go, hey, Rob. And you'll go, yeah, you probably know that. You probably know that. But it'll be fun. It'll be fun. Same with me. I like movies way more than video games, like tabletop board games more than video games. There you go. And I got something to show you that you might appreciate. You might appreciate. It is a gift that I got from Wraith. I tell anybody and everybody, and I'm sure this goes for Billy and Jay as well. You never have to give us gifts. It's just not a thing. You don't have to do that. Just the fact that you're a fan, and that you watch things and you comment, you hang out in the chat. That's, dude, you don't have to, nothing more. You're good, But I mean, some people like to do that, and I get it. I've done that myself. So it's one of those things where when he said, hey, I got a gift for you, I'm like, man, you didn't have to do that, but I appreciate it. You know what I mean? Anyway, no retro games, unsubscribe. But I mean, it's just not my focus, Like if there was somebody that was selling a bunch of laser discs and Blu-rays and stuff like that, I'd be all over it. But it's just not a thing. Not a thing. I told Jay the only reason I want to go to Retropalooza is to kick him in the testicles. Tim might prevent you from doing that. I'm just saying. Tim's a good security guy. I'll just say that. Grindhead Jim is just great. Well, I mean, sure. I'm kidding. I love Jim. Jim's awesome. Yeah. And Phil is here. Welcome, Phil. Good to see you. I'm a cowboy on a steel horse I ride. I'm wanted, dead or alive. Wanted, dead or alive. Perfectly honest with you, I'm done with Bon Jovi. I never need to hear another Bon Jovi song again. Ever. Just like I never need to hear Billie Jean again. I've heard it enough. I'm kind of done. But hey, if you like Bon Jovi, hey, more for you, I guess. But man, I am so sick of hearing Bon Jovi. If there's anyone in here who hasn't met Rob, you have to make it a goal. He's such a good person. Oh, Rachel, that's so sweet of you. I mean, look, I like talking to people, and I like meeting people, and I like getting to know people, and it's fun. It's just fun. Jim and Rob are the highlights of this year's Retropalooza. Oh, Jacob, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And that T2 Laserdisc. I should have had you open it up. I wanted to see, what it looked like in there. That was awesome. And, you have me to thank for that, since I pointed you in the right direction. Right? I don't have time to play games and to watch movies, so I kill two birds with one stone by only watching movies based on video games. Okay, then. It's a life hack. Bucho, I mean, look, you're a smart man. You're a smart man. And yeah, Monster Squad 4K coming soon. Yeah, that's right. That's right. And that is, who's doing that? Is that Kino Lorber doing that? I retweeted it just the other day. Because I was like, ooh, that's an interesting one. how do I go? Oh, I hit that. And then I go down here. And then, yes, Kino Lorber. I got a Kino Lorber Blu-ray just a couple days ago. So, yeah, where is my Tears of the Kingdom soundtrack? I want it. Give it to me. I didn't see anybody else like liking that tweet. What's going on? I got my Breath of the Wild soundtrack right over there. Why don't I have a Tears of the Kingdom soundtrack? Actually, it's over here. Where is it? It's in this room somewhere. The Breath of the Wild soundtrack. I need my T2. Or T2. I just saw T2. My Tears of the Kingdom. Tim is top flight security for sure. Wolfman's got nards. That's right. Never been a Bon Jovi fan. Rob's more of a Def Leppard guy. That's right. Pour some sugar on me. You know? Because love bites. Just saying it. I'm just saying. I don't know what I'm talking about. Michael Jackson is overrated. Well, I mean, it's not that Michael Jackson's bad. I'm just tired of hearing it all the time. You know, there's other songs that you can play other than, Billie Jean. Holy crap. So, yeah. Resident Evil, why can't they adapt that material properly? It should be so easy. I forget about X. I get what Rob's saying about the movies. I'm like that with music or true crime, but what's weird is I do hunt for games for my husband. There you go. I'll tell you this. I will say this. There is one, I don't typically go on a hunt for Blu-rays or movies or DVDs, whatever you want to say. I don't really do it, but what I do is when I go into like a half-price books, I go to their DVD section and I see what's in the case, because that's what's the most interesting to me a lot of times is the rarer stuff, the stuff that's interesting and like, like for example, the movie that I showed Wraith, and I'm like, I'm on the hunt for this. If you actually end up seeing it and it's relatively moderately priced, right? Pick it up. I'll pay you for it. It is Cemetery Man, because I saw that a long time ago, didn't know what it was, found out what it was, and I'm like, I want to see that movie again. So there you go. I mean, yeah, I could just download it, but I want the DVD. I want it. So there you go. Just putting it out there. Just putting it out there. There you go. Eddie Kingston is a dual belt champ now. Hey, I don't know what that means, but hey, good for Eddie Kingston. I don't know. Still have no idea if those alien mummies are real or not. So much contradicting info out there. I mean, you're right, but there is a lot of it doesn't all fit together for me. It seems weird. But again, a good scientist, or at least a person of science, should look at the data. And there is no data yet. So we'll get there. There's actually on Reddit, there's a guy that is, he's basically taken it upon himself to do all the deep digging on the DNA that was released. So hopefully in a couple of days, we'll have something. He said he spent 13 hours on Saturday compiling this thing. It takes a long time for this stuff to compile in this program that basically sorts through the DNA and stuff. We'll see what happens. We'll see. Hopefully we get an answer, Meant you forgot to check X or Twitter. Oh, I get you. Human Nature is Michael Jackson's best song, hands down. That's a good song. The one that I find that how you'll be listening to, I have like I have a couple of 80s radio stations that I listen to. And when this song comes on, I'm like, turn that up, man. That's a good song. It's Rock With You. I like Rock With You. If they played Rock With You as much as they played Billie Jean, I'd be okay with that. Probably get sick of it. But the fact that they play Billie Jean and Thriller and Beat It more than any other song of his, I'd even go for some PYT, you know what I mean? Why not? But I like Rock With You. You'll be on the lookout too. Okay, Rachel. Okay. I appreciate that. I played something on the Xbox 360. It was written by Alex Garland and was directed and motion captured, acted by Andy Serkis. Enslaved Odyssey to the West is the game. Great it was. Are you Yoda? Why did you... Enslaved Odyssey to the West. Look at that. Huh. From 2013. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. I watched Cemetery Man years ago on HBO. What a weird ending. See, that's the thing. I don't even think I've seen the whole thing. I've seen bits and pieces. For a long time, this was before I knew a whole lot about the, I guess, the independent underground horror, you know? I didn't have a lot of friends that liked horror movies either. So when I saw it, I thought, for a long time, I thought it was Evil Dead. I thought that's what it was. But turns out it's not. So, yeah. I know I asked about Schindler's List. Did you say you have it? I have it. It's not on my shelf. It's probably still in one of these boxes. What are you looking for? Like Blu-ray, DVD? I'm not sure. I can't remember what I have. I know I own it on disc because it was a really interesting, like, it's like a book almost. You know what I mean? Like some of those are kind of like a book. Hold on. Is it in here? It is not in here. Is it in here? Oh, I can't even see. Hold on. Let's just stop the show so we can look for a movie for Rachel. I mean, come on. Okay. I'm just kidding. Digibook. Yes. That's what it is. I don't see it. I know I have it. But yeah. There you go. My things were all messed up. Do love that Weird Al back in the day. I mean, Weird Al's good. Weird Al's one of those that it's like once I hear the joke, then I'm kind of done with it. It's like, that's funny. And then move on. Thriller should only be played in spooky times. That video was cool, though. I really liked the video. Directed by John Landis, by the way. There you go. Yes, it was a digibook, though. Let me see. Schindler's List Digi movie? Okay, that's not right. Book? It was okay, so that is a DVD. That's not, no. Or maybe it's a Blu-ray. Because this is what it looked like. That's what mine looked like. Is there other images? I'm pretty sure that's what I have. But I don't know. It could be. I guess it could be a Blu-ray or a DVD. I don't know. I can't remember. It's been too long. And I know, like I said, I know it's in here, but haven't gotten through the thing. It's weird. The other day I recorded probably 20 shorts the other day. I was just like, bam, bam, bam. I was like, I'm just going to keep going. How'd you like my Batman lineup? I mean, okay, the Batman lineup was interesting. Very interesting. I don't have Clooney way, as high as you do. I can't remember exactly, but I will say that I like Pattinson a lot better than... I think Affleck and Pattinson are way up the list from where you had them. But you know what? That's the great thing. we all have our opinions and we all have our things, you know? So it's no big deal. I can't remember your exact list. I'd have to pull up the comments there. The back credit card. I know it. I just wondered if you had it because I'm dying to talk to you about it. I will send you a pic of what I have. Okay. Rob cares about his fans. I do. I really do. Are you sure it's not on the shelf? No, it's not. Not yet. I would have remembered talking about that one though, too. And I haven't talked about that one yet. Yeah. Goes from Saving Private Ryan to Seven Samurai, and then it goes from The Rock to Sergio Leone. So there's no SCH in there. My guess is it's in the there's 2 boxes here, and the bottom box is a big box of DVDs. So, and I'm gonna tell you, there's gonna be a lot having to go back in a box because they're not gonna fit on that shelf. They're just not going to. So, yeah. I only have one digibook, Labyrinth, Jim Henson, David Bowie. Yep. In fact, I just did a thing on that. Where did I put those? Do I have the Blu-rays? Yeah. Put Dark Crystal up there, Labyrinth. Yeah, I have the Blu-rays. I don't have the 4K. But because I did that whole thing with Walmart back in the day, where you did something where if you could prove that you had the Blu-ray or the DVD, it would give you a digital copy and it would go into Vudu, which would, if you have Movies Anywhere, would go straight into whatever store that you wanted, that you had connected. And because I had it on Vudu, it went over to iTunes. So I don't need the 4K disc. I honestly don't know if I need a 4K disc of Labyrinth. But I may end up getting it at some point. I love that. I want to say DVD because I have something like that, but in a plastic collector's thing. Yeah, I have a lot of the weird ones. I honestly just wish that even the big sets, I wish the big everything would come in a snap case, you know, a regular case. So like a case. Just give me the case. And I'd say, oh, I can't show this because of the code. Well, I've already redeemed the code. But you know what I'm saying? Everything needs to be in a case like this so it'll fit on the shelf. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where it is. Wait. Keaton, Conroy, Bale are top 3. Yes. Like, to me, Kevin Conroy, I look, I know if you've watched the animated series, Conroy's way up there. I appreciate his work, but I'm not connected to him like I am with Keaton in particular. But of course, Christian Bale, and I actually liked Val Kilmer as Batman for a while, for the one movie he was in it. It was an interesting take on Bruce Wayne, but that's the thing I like about Pattinson as well, is his Bruce Wayne is he's a younger, still angry Bruce Wayne, and I really like that. And I'm actually curious to see if they end up giving Pattinson a Robin. Because that's the thing that I always never really realized about Robin, was that he's what grounds Batman. You know, he grounds him and gives him a different outlook on life, and that's really interesting to me psychologically as a character. But anyway, Kilmer's your favorite? Clooney with the bat nipples? Adam West? TL Edits, welcome. Good to see you. Conroy, okay. Sometimes you just can't get rid of a bomb. Jim Henson is so underappreciated. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he's necessarily underappreciated. He's just, because of his untimely death, he's just not talked about as much anymore. And the Henson Company, for whatever reason, keeps getting I don't know, like I wouldn't say I wouldn't say they've been, thrown under the bus, or you know what I mean, like they're just, they're not ignored. They just don't have the same draw, I guess, without Jim Henson there. But man, I mean, the Muppet movie, just the Muppets in general. Muppets in general, the show, the movies, all awesome. I mean, seriously, really, really great kid friendly stuff, but with adult humor, so that when you grow up, you're like, I want to watch that movie again. And you watch it and you go, oh, wow, I didn't get that joke when I was a kid, and I love it. I love everything Henson, pretty much. So, yeah, I don't think Disney quite did it. They kind of let them do their own thing. Um, and especially like the Dark Crystal. Sorry, I got something in my freaking eye, and I don't know why. Maybe like Bucho. I think Bucho said it, didn't he? Say maybe there's some sort of bug that's laying eggs in your eye or something. Maybe that's it. Which is, just crazy. But yeah, so underappreciated though, especially these days. Here in the UK, we used to get free digital copies in a thing called Ultraviolet. Yes, they shut all that down, greedy studios. Yeah, well, I mean, it was, I think once, I don't think it's necessarily their greed. It was just that the people that buy, or they figured out that the people that bought the discs didn't have a need for the digital codes. So the digital codes just sat there. And I feel like it was way more trouble than it was worth. But now you've still got, in a lot of cases, you can, like I bought a Blu-ray the other day and the code still worked even though it expired in 2019. So that's a thing. And I got a message. I'm sure that's from Rachel. Let me see. Oh, see, that one's different. I've seen that before, but that's not what I have. That's like a big, it's like an acrylic case, isn't it? Because I've seen that before. And I remember thinking, man, that's a really cool case. Can I show that? I don't want to show it right now because we haven't gotten into the Retropalooza stuff yet, and I have Twitter up. So I can't show it off right now. But yeah. Very cool. Yeah, it's a very cool set. Let me see. Schindler's List acrylic. Let me see if that comes up like that. Images. DVD. There you go. There you go. This is basically what she's showing off. Special plexiglass design. Can I click on that and then maybe... Yeah. It's a very cool set. I remember when that came out. And I just didn't get it. But yeah, very cool. Very, very cool. So yeah, there you go. Let's see. Kilmer is the best? I don't know about Kilmer being the best. I mean, Nicholson's Joker is hot garbage. It is kind of funny. His Joker's not. It's fun, but it's not really accurate to anything. It's just kind of his own thing, which is fine. It's cool. That's. I mean, honestly, you get a big actor to be in your movie and to play this iconic character. Yeah, he should be able to put his own stamp on it. I mean, for sure. I agree with that. Nicolas Cage. And TL Edit says Ben Affleck is the best Batman. I really enjoyed Affleck as Batman. I really did. And it's because I liked that you could see the flippant, almost arrogant Bruce Wayne, but then you also got to see the serious, especially it's one of my favorite shots in Batman vs Superman is when he's hugging that kid and he's looking up at the building and he's just, I liked it. I liked his intensity, but I liked that when he would put on that flippant kind of playboy attitude when he was Bruce Wayne in public, it was much different, and I like that. But yeah, and like I said, I don't think Disney ruined the Henson. I just don't think they don't have a good leadership thing, because again, I don't think it's easy for us as an audience, I guess you could say, or fans of a thing, that when a company buys it and then something doesn't work, we don't tend to blame the company that was bought. We tend to buy the buying company. You know what I mean? So in this case, we're blaming Disney for things not working with Jim Henson stuff. We blame Disney for things that don't work with Star Wars. There were hints to me that that's what happened, that Disney was a lot more involved with Star Wars than they were with Marvel. Mainly probably because there was such a high investment. They needed an ROI immediately. That return on investment was the main concern with those sequel trilogy, but with Henson, that wasn't the case. So I don't know. It's hard for me to just point the finger at Disney, and say Disney's the, evil and all that. I just don't believe that. But anyway, still sad we won't ever get that Ben Affleck directed Batman movie. I know. We see, this is why we need the UFOs to be a thing. And you might be going, Rob, what are you talking about? Why would that be a thing? Well, if there is a multiverse, maybe we could visit the universe where Ben Affleck got to direct his Batman movie, and we could watch that. In fact, we could watch all the alternate versions of movie. As a movie fan, I think about that and I go, that's a great idea. I want to go see the Eric Stoltz Back to the Future. I want to see the whole movie. I want to see if it works. Was it successful? Did it enter the zeitgeist of American society like the first Back to the Future did? So much so that they made two sequels back to back. Did that happen with Eric Stoltz? If so, how'd they go? How cool would that be? All of these things where you're like, oh, did you hear that Christopher Walken was almost Han Solo? I want to see that. I want to see that version of Star Wars. Okay? Like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. So government, make with the UFOs so I can see alternate versions of my favorite movies. Thanks. Sincerely, Order 42 / Rob Michaels. Do it. Go. That was the dumbest reason for full transparency and disclosure that you've probably ever heard. But there you go. There you go. Okay, sorry. Your eye was itching too? Oh, that's weird. It's like some weird connection. Dearest Abby, here to lurk and make dinner. It was great seeing you at Retro. Have an awesome stream. Thank you, Abby, and thank you for purchasing a shirt. I appreciate that. And yes, I hope you enjoyed it. You'll actually make a somewhat of an appearance on stream here a little bit later, since, you're in some photos. So there you go. Take that, Abby. I have no sympathy for Hollywood when it comes to Disney. They let it happen and agreed it. I don't know. I don't know about that. It's hard for us to see where it all went wrong. And there's a lot of it we don't know. There's a lot of stuff that probably happened that we don't know about. Because the Henson Company was sold after Jim Henson passed away, right? Is that right? I don't actually know, but that would be interesting, because if it was his family that allowed that to happen, and then just was like, oh, well, we can just do whatever we want because now we have this money. I mean, I don't know. I'll be honest with you, Ted, with Aquaman 2, Amber Heard or not, I'm sorry. I looked at that trailer and was like, this is not for me. Whether it was part of the old, damn it, the old DC stuff, the new wood, I don't care. I just, that version of Aquaman with Jason Momoa, I just don't, it doesn't work for me. And it's not because I don't like Jason Momoa either, because I like Jason Momoa. But I don't know. Are we going to get to hear any clips of the show tonight? You mean any clips? Any clips of the old podcast? Yes. Yes, we will. I am way behind, guys. Way behind. Because I went off on a tangent, as we do here. Dune 2 is really the only movie I'm looking forward to. I can't wait for that. Can't wait for it. Let's see. My list was Keaton, Conroy. Okay, here's Pop Hunter's list. Keaton, Conroy, Bale, Kilmer, West, which a lot of people typically don't include Adam West in there. Interesting. Clooney, Affleck, Arnett, Will Arnett. We can't forget Will Arnett. And then Pattinson at the very end. Yeah, see, like, I'd have to really think about that, because here's the thing. I think Bale makes my favorite Batman movies. But I think Michael Keaton might be my favorite Batman. But I have to really kind of sit and think, is that because that ushered in my Batman insane fandom? Were those movies? Batman and Batman Returns? How much of that weighs on my brain for nostalgia reasons? Like, it's almost like I would have to do here's the, in my opinion, the almost objective list of the Batmen. And then there's but here's my list of my favorites. You know what I mean? Because I think Christian Bale did a hell of a job. But it just doesn't match up with that nostalgia of Michael Keaton. And Kevin Conroy doesn't match up for me because I don't have nostalgia for him because I never watched the animated series. And until recently, I'm starting to watch the animated movies, and then hopefully I can go back and watch some of the animated series as well. I liked Kilmer fine. Adam West, again, that is a product of that time. And it's hard for me to judge it because I always thought it was cheesy. Did I watch it when I was a kid before, not pre-1989? Did I watch the old Batman TV show with the anti-shark repellent and him running down the street with a bomb? Yeah, I did. And I enjoyed it. But then I realized that was one version of Batman. And it's hard to judge. It's kind of like, it's one of the things that, this is, again, we keep going off base here, but this is Order 42. Welcome. But it's something that I remember hearing Eddie Vedder say when it was the year after Jeremy won like best video or best music video. And he said something along, and it sounded really kind of pretentious to me at the time, but it actually makes a lot of sense if you really think about it. He said, I've always been kind of curious about this best actor, thing, because the thing is, when you're watching a movie, it's not like you have all of these actors playing the exact same role. They're playing different parts. So how do you judge that? And how do you measure those up? In this case, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different Batman actors playing 9 pretty different versions of the same character. So how do you judge that? And that's where I think about it, and I go, I'd have to really sit and think about this. Because I'll tell you what, of those actors, probably Ben Affleck is my favorite actor. I love Ben Affleck, okay? I'm sorry. I know, but I love Ben Affleck. So it's one of those things where it's like, I have to weigh that. I have to weigh that, not just the performance, but also the version of Batman that they're playing, which makes it even more difficult, right? So I don't know. Am I talking crap? Sure. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, let's move on. I found that at Arcade Legacy, they have arcades, magic tournaments, and sell retro games too. Are you talking about the Schindler's List? That's cool. Another Burgess Meredith penguin. He was pretty great as Penguin. He's a fun penguin, for sure. Disney is the common denominator. And there's Bucho with I blame Kathleen Kennedy. I blame Kathleen Kennedy for a lot of things. But her torpedoing the Henson Company is not one of those things. Just saying. Bale was a fantastic Batman. Wish we would have gotten at least one more film with him. Yeah, and the thing with Christian Bale's Batman is that we didn't get to see a lot of Bruce Wayne once he became Batman. You know, we got to see the early version, which is an interesting, Bruce Wayne. But I like the Bruce Wayne that has to really deal with all the other stuff. We got a lot more in Batman Begins than we did in the other two. But I don't know. I don't know. I really liked Affleck's. And that's the other thing too, is I kind of need to watch those movies again to really. I know that's probably like, come on, Rob, just pick one. Just pick a list. I can't do it. Can't do it. Baleman was amazing. Tupac was almost Mace Windu. I would kill to see that version. I know, right? And the Backstreet Boys were almost in sync. They were probably going to be Jedi or something. That was the one good thing about Flash. There's some good things in there. I'm so freaking far behind. Oh my gosh, I'm so far behind. How? How did I do this? How did I get so far behind? You guys. All right, I'm going to rapid fire. Talking to my Chewy all wrong. You do it again. Yeah, Christopher Walken. There you go. I was wondering if you still did fan edit reviews because I have the Flash edit that I think you'd really enjoy. TL edits, that was probably 7 hours ago when you said that. Either hit me up on Twitter /X or email me. I would definitely like to take a look at it. I still do them, but and again, my biggest issue with rapid fire, right? Fan edits. The problem with fan edits right now is that a lot of them are a list of, okay, I like this part, leave it in. I don't like this part, take it out. And it's so subjective. So you have 5 different people re-edit the movie 5 different times and get pretty much just their opinion. And so how do you pick one that's really good or whatever? I like the more transformative sort of fan edits where it's almost like watching a new movie. Many of the fan edits that I've watched, even though I like a lot of them, they're not really transformative. It's more of, hey, here are the things that I liked, and all the stuff that I didn't like, it's gone. Which is cool and fine for a fan edit, but it's hard for me to judge that. I'm looking at quality of the edit, sound editing, things like that. Does it fit? Does it work? All that kind of thing. So yeah, if you're up for that, then go for it. Send it. If you're still here. But thank you for asking anyway. I've heard Tim Burton almost made a Superman movie as Cage of Superman. That's right. Superman lives. There's a whole Kevin Smith's thing where he tells this because he was writing the screenplay for it. I would say yes, there's that. There's also The Death of Superman Lives, which is John Schnepp, I believe, from Collider back in the day. He did that it was kind of a documentary on the falling apart of that movie. Very interesting stuff. So you should check it out if you can. I'm in photos. Oh my goodness. Oh, you're there. And Jim. Welcome, Jim. Hi. Again, maybe 45 minutes ago, but yeah. Hi. How's it going? Let's see. Dearest Abby, yes, photos. You're famous. Can't wait for 2 Dune, 2 Furious. Yes. Yes. I still need to watch 1 Dune, 1 Furious. I want to see The Creator. I want to see Napoleon. I want to see Killers of the Flower Moon. I want to see... There's a lot of things I want to see. Where's Dune 8, right? Let's see. Let's go deeper. Is your Bruce Wayne ranking different from your Batman ranking? Oh, see, that's an even better one. Who plays the best Bruce Wayne? That's a good one, Bucho. Actually, I know you might be, right on that edge of a troll comment, but that's actually pretty good. That's actually pretty cool. Because for me, and sorry if this is controversial, but for me, the real person is Batman and Bruce Wayne is the disguise. There, I said it. I mean, that's not. He becomes Batman. And yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. But I like seeing it work behind their eye. Like Ben Affleck, that's one of the things that I really like about him is that, especially when he's talking to, I guess, Diana, when he doesn't know she's Wonder Woman and he's talking with her, she breaks through a little bit. He realizes there's something more to her. So he changes a little bit his tack, and his Bruce Wayne turns into Batman a little bit in that scene, which I really liked. So I don't know. Not Gary. No, we haven't even started talking about Retropalooza because we're talking about all kinds of stuff. It's Order 42, man. That's the way it is. That's the way it goes. We're an hour in and we haven't even started. That's the way it goes. But good to see you. Ben Affleck was the bomb in Phantoms, yo. I mean, right? Right? Holy crap. Still so far behind. I think my favorite Bruce would probably be Conroy's. Okay, see, I haven't seen those. See, I kind of want to watch those. I bet you like reindeer games, don't you? I saw it. I hated it. But I like Ben Affleck. I mean, I'm sorry. I like Ben Affleck. Okay, I'm almost caught up here. Holy crap. Dune 13, Where's My Worm? Probably 70 hours ago when you said that. Grunthead Jim, hello. Good to see you. John Schnepp, yes. 3 Dunes and a baby. Anyway, your Bruce Orphan Wayne ranking. Clooney, Affleck, Bale, Kilmer, Arnett, Conroy, Keaton. That's, in a weird way, I mean, I'd have to really kind of dig into it, but I think Michael Keaton may be the least interesting Bruce Wayne. Because he's too Michael Keaton, if that makes sense. Which is, fine. But it's not the best Bruce Wayne to me. Even though I like a lot of his delivery, because it's Michael Keaton, man. Michael Keaton is amazing. But like when he's like, in fact, I don't think I've been in this room before. I love that line. It's so funny. And it's so Keaton, That's so Keaton, Okay, y'all's Dune names are pretty good. Live Dune or Die Hard? Yeah. Want to Get Nuts? Yeah. I mean, I can't not hear... Because Game Dave uses that in his stream, by the way. It's fun. He plays an eccentric Wayne. Yeah. Live Dune or Dune Hard. I mean, that too. Michael Keaton is an overrated Batman, in my opinion. Okay. See, I like my Batman a little more... I really like the way that Bale played Batman. But then again, I don't like the fact that so many people seem to die at Batfleck's hands. But I really like a lot of his... I like a lot of that. I don't like the jokey Joss Whedon one, that's for sure. But I like the way Bale plays Batman. Anyway. I know it can be hard to tell when I'm doing shenanigans, but the thing about Bruce rankings versus Bats rankings is a legit question. Each aspect holds different challenges for each actor. Exactly. I love it. Mr. Mom is still my favorite Keaton movie. That is a great movie. How about a little trim on that mustache, Ron? I mean, come on. That movie's great. 1983, I believe. You need to see that. If you haven't seen Mr. Mom with Terry Garr, I'm just going to say it. Terry Garr was hot. She was badass. So, yeah. Yeah, watch her in Young Frankenstein and tell me I'm wrong. You can't. Bale is the best Bruce Wayne because it was another deepest Wayne character. It's another deepest Wayne character ever seen on film. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I have to think. I have to really think about it. My opinion of the Keaton Batman films is pretty low, but they were before my time. Dune Endgame, Dune Infinity War, yes. It's shenanigans, everyone. Get your brooms. Keaton is my favorite for nostalgia, Batfleck for best all around, Bale for drama, and Pattinson for tone. Interesting. I mean, that's a lot of colons, you know? Best whatever, colon. You know what I mean? I may have done it on Xbox 360 games, buying them. I have so many, too cheap, that's why. Yeah. What wonderful knockers. I don't remember that. Multiplicity was a Glenn Harris. Welcome, Glenn. Good to see you. So here, look, we're caught up. Now I'm just going to, really quick, holy crap, we're tied. So, in case you don't know, I am a vapor. Yes, I vape. So we've got 3 different flavors in the poll. And we've got a freshly wicked, prepped tank to go. And we're trying liquids. Or a liquid tonight. And you're choosing which one. So, on the chopping block, we've got Jack's, which is an Apple Jack's flavor. I've never tried any of these, so I don't know if they're good or not. Sometimes cereal flavors are awesome, and sometimes they suck. This one is the watermelon strawberry, okay? And then this one, Escobar's, is the tropical fruit. And right now, tropical fruit and watermelon strawberry are tied at 39%. So, pick a flavor. You guys got to pick a flavor. Ultimately, I do not think we've gotten a pitch-perfect Batman Bruce Wayne yet. Affleck in Flash is the closest. He was really good in that. Again, The Flash is one of those movies where if you decide not to watch it, or if you get, especially that beginning, if you're turned off by that beginning, I get it. I totally get it. But I actually like Ezra's take on The Flash. And so I was already into watching the movie. And then the more that I watched it, the more I was like, I really like a lot of this. And it was really solid. Like I'd say probably like at the 20-minute mark until toward the end where it got goofy and the CG looked bad. But there was a lot of really great stuff in there. Look, good character work in there. And I really liked that. But then the big thing happens and you're kind of like, eh. But then you've got this amazing scene with Ezra and another character that I won't mention just in case you do want to see it. And I was like, holy crap. Ezra made me tear up. I thought the performance was great there. So there you go. What's this line from? Nice beaver. Thanks. I just had it stuffed. That is from, I mean, I can tell you. I'll let everybody. If nobody gets it, then I'll tell you. I'll fight you, bro. Batfleck is my favorite. Terry Garr's okay, I guess. That movie was far better than most seem to think. I really enjoyed it. Is it great? Oh, there it is. There it is. Jim said it. There's the answer. So I want to show you really quick. Let me go down the list here. Oh, you know, before we get into that, let's talk about Thursday when I picked up Wraith from the airport. Okay? And the first thing we did is I took him to the Old West Cafe. And is this the right button? Yes. There is Wraith with the breakfast that he had. Eggs, bacon, hash browns, and biscuits and gravy. Sausage biscuits and gravy, by the way. Wraith didn't even say hi to you? What? What a son of a... Yeah, but look at that. I'm telling you, we both... I think I had something very similar. I think I just had the eggs, bacon, and the sausage, biscuits, and gravy. But holy crap. Holy crap. It's called the Old West Cafe. It's in Grapevine. It's about 15 minutes from the airport. He was hungry. I was hungry. And I'm telling you what, it was awesome. Old West Cafe, I'm telling you, if you are in DFW, there's a couple of different locations. Go there. It's great. It's great. Okay? Just saying. Everybody must hydrate. Everybody must hydrate. Damn you, Wraith, not say hi to my brother. I'll fight him too. Well, here's the thing. Wraith said that he said unfortunately he was busy tonight. So he may pop in from time to time, but he's not gonna be here for the whole show. So just know that. Extra wet floor on extra dry floor. Ted, I'm telling you. As the kids say, that is fire. Okay. Biscuits and gravy is awesome. And those are very the one thing that okay. You want to hear my critique? My biggest critique of it is that to me, biscuits should almost be crumbly. You know? These were more they were less biscuity and more bready, if that makes any sense. So that's my only critique. Like a scone. Well, I mean, sure, I think. But that's the way it should be. Biscuits, is that like bread? Yes. Yes. In fact, so like this, okay? So these are biscuits. Americanish biscuits. No buttermilk pancakes, blasphemous. Pop Hunter, I'm just going to tell you, I'm just going to say this. Buttermilk pancakes, when it comes to the rest of that, not a fan. I will pick biscuits and gravy every time. Every time. Over biscuits and gravy, or I'm sorry, I'll pick biscuits and gravy every time over pancakes, waffles, you name it. If it's got syrup on it, I'd rather have biscuits and gravy. But there you go. You'll take both? Oh, I mean, hey, that's your prerogative. But if you're making me choose, I'm choosing the gravy. Okay? Choosing the gravy. Every time. But anyway, I will also mention that Leon liked the biscuits and gravy and the chicken fried steak and all that stuff as well. So, I'm just saying. And hydrate. That's a lot of food. I mean, not really. I honestly want to go back. Like if it was open right now, I'd be like, hey, let's all go. Come on, pack up, let's go. French toast? Nope. Biscuits and gravy. All day. All day. That's me. And yes, if you would smash that like button. If you haven't already, hit the like button. Subscribe, all that stuff. It helps out the channel, blah, blah, blah. Comment on the thing. It all helps the, Food looks good. Welcome, Falcro. I'm about to raid your Twitter thing because you have great pictures. So, just saying. It's happening. You smash the lumberjack slam at Denny's and still be hungry. Shoney's has a great breakfast buffet. We don't have Shoney's here. We don't have Shoney's here. It's a weird thing. Now, excuse me. I do want to say that Wraith, after we got out of the Old West Cafe, he presented me with his gift for me. And it is this. Risk, Lord of the Rings. I've never played Risk. Don't know. But this is what he got for me. And what's cool is inside. Hold on. Of course, you've got your board and all that. But it comes. Nothing in there. It comes with a ring, a one ring, with the I don't know if it'll show the writing. Will it show the writing? You can kind of see it on there, but it's heavy. It's much heavier. But this thing, Somebody bought this and never played it because all the pieces that come along with it, they're all intact. So it's never been played. Never been played. I think it's kind of cool, and I really appreciate Wraith for doing that. I think that's awesome. Falcor always takes good pictures. Always make the same damn face. Oh, you just wait. You just wait, Jim. You just wait. I'm a Lord of the Rings fan. Faux show. Yes. There's that little mark on my finger. I don't even know what it is. It's probably some sort of, insect or something burrowing into my skin. Thanks, Bucho. Now I can't think of anything else. Would you vape biscuits and gravy flavor? I'll tell you what. If that was a thing, you bet your ass I would. I'd vape the crap out of that. At least once. I mean, it might taste terrible. But are you kidding me? I would love that. And that's not a flavor that would probably work. It probably wouldn't. It would probably be terrible. I mean, how do you get sausage? The breakfast sausage. I don't even know. All I can say is that when I see that, I go, that's intriguing. They actually, they had you should do a vape reaction if it does exist. I guarantee you it doesn't. But back in the day, like when vaping first started, they were putting all kinds of stuff. There was a pizza flavor. There was like pizza rolls. Like a pizza roll flavor. And everybody that I saw, like, you see it on like vape shows and stuff, and they try it, they said it was awful. It was disgusting. I would totally try it though. There's no way it would get close. Cause a lot of these are like this one is a raspberry donut covered in icing and blah blah blah. No, it tastes like sort of a doughy raspberry flavor. It doesn't taste exactly like the thing. But I would totally do it. I would totally try it for sure. And Glenn, I'm actually a little disappointed that you bring up such a thing and don't immediately have a link that you can put in chat. Wait, what? You're kidding me. You were kidding me. Glenn, I gotta say, I think I've seen you in here before. But if you're lying to me, what? No. Oh. Okay, that's just a thing. Oh my god. I can't show this. We've taken a pack of sweet, crunchy biscuits, smashed them all up, and smothered them in a thick, decadently creamy vanilla custard. That's not it. Okay, I'll just say this. Because I'm not giving you anything here. But there's a company called Chef's Flavors that has biscuit gravy, but that's not the same thing. And there's plenty of biscuit, I have some. I have a biscuit flavoring, and it's more of, it's got like that floury, and I'm talking about flour, Flour, and in a mix, it can make things taste like a biscuit, like jam on a biscuit, or scone, I guess you could say. But it can also be used to round out some flavors, but I don't see an actual gravy. So, okay, Glenn, you're off the hook. I get that, you could see that and you go, oh, well, that's a biscuit and gravy flavor, but that's not really a biscuit and gravy flavor. That's more of a It's more of a thing. Sweet is easier than savory when it comes to vape. Absolutely. Absolutely. I like a mixture of salty and sweet for breakfast. Well, I won't mind a little bit of maple on the bacon, but other than that, I'm more of a savory guy. Have you seen the trailer for The Creator? Yes. It looks cool. It does look cool. You are American. It's a biscuit screw scones. All right. Let's see. So we left here. Okay, here's an interesting story. Another Wraith story. Okay. On Thursday, go to the Old West Cafe, get full. He gives me the gift. I think that's awesome. We go right down the street. He's like, I was like, what do you want to do? We've got time to kill before, you're allowed to check into your hotel. And he's like, well, my hotel is over here, and I know kind of where it is. Carrollton, I think it was. I was like, okay, well, we can head that way. But is there anything on the way? And he's like, well, let's look at like thrift shops and antique stuff. And I was like, okay. So there's an antique mall in Grapevine right down the street from where we were. So we go in there and we're looking around, and it's one of those places. I don't know if you've seen these kinds of places, but there's a few different kinds in here. In fact, one of the Game Chasers episodes, there was a place like this where it's almost like people have different booths. So it's a big place. You go in and there are people that have their own little like section. And what happens is they have everything priced, and then they take it up to the front. And then what happens is, you're basically paying for a space so that people can come in and shop for that stuff. But people pay at the front. Everybody pays at the front. And then you get a little, I'm sure the place that is housing everything, they get a cut. But then, you've sold your thing. Anyway, so we're looking around. There's some cool stuff, interesting stuff. And there's one that was books, right? So I was looking at it, and Wraith was, there with me and stuff. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, there's a lady moving in to the booth across the road across the way. And she goes, if you guys are interested in any J.R.R. Tolkien books. And I went, what? And I'm looking down, I'm thinking, is there anything on my person that signifies that I'm into Tolkien? Because I don't think there is. And it's like, what the hell? Why would she just say that? So apparently, she had she said, I have this edition of Lord of the Rings that you might be interested in. And I'm like, you're damn right. You're damn right, lady. I don't know who you are, but make with the goods, because we got things to do. And she was like, okay, well, I might slip and fall if I hurry too fast. I said, get your ass outside and bring me in the Lord of the Rings. Anyway, none of that happened. Very nice. All that stuff was very fun, very nice little conversation. Wraith's like, what the heck's going on? I'm like, I don't know. So anyway, the lady brings everything in. What t-shirt were you wearing? I don't know, but I don't have. So I was like, I don't have any Lord of the Rings shirts. I don't have anything that signifies that I'm a fan of Tolkien. There's nothing. So it was really strange. Anyway, so she brings a bunch of stuff in, and she's digging, and she finds it, and she brings it out, and it's as I expected. It's a very common set of Lord of the Rings. It's from, in fact, I can show you because it's that common. Lord of the Rings, 1978 set. Images. Okay, that's the movie. There we go. That's the set. Let me get rid of my face. There you go. That's the set that she brings in. Now, it's not it's a very common set that I've seen many, many times. It's very cool, but I'm not in the market for it. I just don't have a need for another Lord of the Rings set. I was thinking, oh man, am I going to get some kind of crazy deal on some rare whatever? But you never know. So she was like, well, how much do you think it's worth? Very common and disappointing, yes. I wasn't wearing a pointy wizard hat, no. So yeah, she's asking me what it's worth, and I said, okay, well, here's the thing. I've seen that go very expensive, but it's so common that it's not even, and it wasn't even the first printings of that edition or of that set. You know what I mean? It was like the 14th and 15th printings. I'm like, look, this is very common. It's very old. The books themselves were in really good shape, but the box looked like agreed on what. Oh, I shouldn't read chat when I'm trying to tell a story. The box was very damaged, and it was like an oil stain or some kind of wet stain on the outside. So I was like, look, you're going to be lucky if you get 50-60 bucks for this. I'm just saying. And she's like, no, that's very, very helpful. And I said, but in a lot of cases, people will probably look at the box and they'll go, I can get a better set, somewhere else. But I said 50 or 60 bucks. I don't know if that's right or not, but anyway, it was cool. And we got to talk a little bit, and it was neat. So yeah. Now let me get caught up before we go to the next thing. I always like going to my local coffee shops. I don't do that. There's a new cafe here called Buttercup. It's pretty freaking good. Love antique shops. Vintage shit is the best. Vintage stuff is cool, but so little of it appeals to me. Like Wraith was having a good time looking around at stuff, and there was all kinds of, cool little things here and there. But it's just like, eh. And you found a Flintstones and Little Samson for $6. No, I didn't. There were very few games, and the games that they had there were priced accordingly. Wraith was like, oh yeah, these are pretty common games, and they're priced accordingly. So I like to dip my biscuits in syrup. Actually, biscuits with honey on it, not bad. Not bad. You want a pointy hat? All right. So very common and disappointing. Yeah. It's just a thing. Can I just say that I absolutely adore that you talk about book editions the same way we all talk about games and toys? So great to see you dig into this stuff. Oh, I've had to, Jim. I've had to, because I've gotten screwed many times buying certain editions of whatever, and just I needed to know what I was talking about. And I mean, like, pretty much everything I own as when it comes to Tolkien is very common, not rare. I mean, these are pretty rare. These are the and I say rare. There's plenty of printings of all of the history of Middle-earth that were printed here in America. But it's just that they're to find them in good condition is difficult. And so yeah, I had to learn a lot about all of this. And this is the same, that the publisher for this is the exact same as a lot of this stuff. In fact, almost all of these are Houghton Mifflin too. Anyway, but yeah. I remember watching Bakshi's Lord of the Rings as a kid. So good. I never saw it. I'm on the lookout for a hardcover edition of the Time Machine book. Okay. I'll keep an eye out. I go into half-price books constantly. I'm constantly doing that stuff. Constantly. So, in fact, I saw one we saw one actually at we went to Half Price Books in Dallas, the big crazy warehouse one that I've been to a couple of times on this channel. If you look at my Seeking Tolkien, you can see it's a huge freaking store. Book Chasers. Yeah, I don't have the desire to make that my thing. I like going in there and checking stuff off and kind of going, oh yeah, that's a good thing. And oh, I know what that is. That's a thing. Okay. But I don't have a market. There's not a market for me, or I'm not in the market for that. Does that make sense? I don't know. But I will keep an eye out. There was a really rare old edition of the time machine at the in fact, if you go to, and I can say this because this is not a vape thing, it's a book thing, hpb.com, Lil Pee Wee, Jacob, go there and type in the time machine, and I guarantee you'll see some of the rare ones, and there should be one at the HPB in Dallas, and that is the big warehouse. Maybe that's what you're looking for. We saw that. And it's, dude, I'm telling you, and if Wraith was here, he would tell you that is it's such a cool store because it's a ton of books, rare stuff. There's books, DVDs, games, vinyl, CDs, tapes, VHS, laser discs. They even have the, I can't remember what they're called, the video discs that are in the big cases. They had those, all kinds of stuff. Do I know who Richard Bachman is? If you don't, if you know, you know. Oh, I know. I know who Richard Bachman is. Different seasons, right? I think. But yeah, it's awesome. It is such an awesome place, and it's freaking huge. It goes on forever. I love the rare stuff. I love looking at that stuff that's in the case. And I'll show you something at a different half price books a little bit later. Okay. So anyway, the half price books was cool. The antique mall was cool. We didn't, I think Wraith came away with a McDonald's plate. Like, I'm guessing that was from his childhood or whatever. Cause I look at that and I go, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I wish we had a book off like they have in Japan. Book off. It sounds kind of dirty. Just kidding. Let's see. Wait. With books, my bookseller friend says condition is everything. The state you described, no one's paying $60, but good luck to them. Well, that's the thing. The books were in excellent condition. You could probably sell the books themselves on eBay for $60, no problem. They were really, really nice condition, the books themselves. And I mean, even, give an example. So my Book of Lost Tales is in, for this being this is in really, really, I mean, it's nice. It's nice, okay? But what you look for is that. Now look at that. There's water damage at the bottom. But you can't tell from the outside. And there's actually probably a little bit of mold on the bottom here. But that's what you look for. And look at how clean that gold is. And then how faded it is right here. So that's the kind of stuff that you look for. I opened those up and looked at them and I was like, damn, these are in good shape. For 1978, those are in damn good shape. So that's, I mean, I'm definitely on, you know what, I'm going to put that up. Because now it looks weird. No, it doesn't. Who cares? Nobody cares. Do you guys care? I don't care. But yeah, you collect the way a lot of us do. You're looking for good examples of stuff you want, not some kind of speculatory investment. Yes. But I do like it. I do like seeing that kind of stuff. And here's the other thing. And this will kind of play into what happens later. I don't want to be a museum. Simple as that. I don't go for super collectible stuff. I go for stuff like this. Not worth 10, 15, maybe $10. But it's so rare. It's so nobody sees paperbacks, or there's not a whole lot of paperbacks with this thing. It's rare and cool and interesting. But it's not like, oh my God, that's worth $75,000. No. It's a rebind of a book from 1981 or something like that. It's not worth anything. But it's worth it to me because it's interesting. And that's what I look for. I look for interesting editions, interesting things, or something with a story. There might be a story on where this came from. And you know what? Her story was kind of interesting, but not interesting enough to pay her money for an edition that I don't care about. Does that make sense? Half Price Books is kind of awesome. You should go. Favorite Clerks movie. Wait, favorite Clerks movie porn title when he's ordering Men in Long 2, the KY Connection. BC, you're late, but it's not that big of a deal, man. That's not that big of a deal. So anyway, so that's Thursday, right? We finished at Half Price Books. I took Wraith to his hotel. No big thing. Now, I don't want to go too far into Friday because not a whole lot happened on Friday, at least from my perspective. We did a lot of setup. We did a lot of chatting and all that kind of stuff, and it was fun. But it wasn't like, oh my God, Friday was amazing. Although Ricky and Jacob, we had a great time chatting and all that kind of stuff. In fact, I feel like I talked at them for like 2 hours. They basically got Order 42 in person. And I don't know if they enjoyed that or not. I hope they did. I hope I wasn't. I don't know. I talk a lot. And they saw that. They saw that. But it was fun. Now, did Eric find his cash bag? No, he didn't. Unfortunately, Eric had a rough weekend. He had a couple of things happen where it was kind of like, man, he's just having a rough weekend. But no, as far as I know, he didn't find it, which is a bummer. It's a big bummer. But the other thing about Retropalooza was it was the first time that I had anything for sale. So yeah, this is actually a shirt that I made that was messed up. It actually messed up. The O got messed up. But hey, I made shirts. So there's the red logo only. Here's the purple with the, whatever you call it, the gradient. Here's the red with the gradient. And then here is the dark blue with, where it's just the color of the shirt, where it's blacked out kind of. This one and the purple one, the blacked out, it just doesn't work. So we probably won't do those unless we do a lighter shirt. It might work on a lighter shirt. But yeah, it looks, to me, it looks cool. But when you're wearing it, it's kind of hard to see. But my favorite one, and if not Gary is here, it's all really because of him. My favorite looking one, that looks good. That looks really good. So, the green is something I think we'll be using in the future. But I actually like the way that the silver looks. Just the silver looks cool. So yeah, it's just, like I said, the O got messed up on this. But it's pretty cool. So very shortly, we're going to figure out what we're going to do on the things. I think the green turned out really good. But yeah, I just think it looks cool. So yeah, and there will be probably more designs. We'll probably do more designs here in the next time. We'll do some more things. And again, there's a whole section on Discord. If anybody is a little bit, I don't know, a little bit artistic, wants to try something, go for it. I would love to see other people kind of take a stab at what they would like. Of course, I'd like to do the thing. I'd like to do one. What was it? The Nugget. I'd love it. May I design a shirt for you, Rob? Little Pee-wee, I would be honored. I would be honored. I will say, the way that it's, the print is limited to 10 inches by 10 inches. So, there's that. But yes, yes. I would love to see what other people come up with. And I'd like to do some cool ones. The silver reminds me of a Tool shirt. I have a Tool shirt that looks kind of like that, and I was kind of going for that, and I think it turned out pretty cool. I want to make one because I made one for myself, and it's the red that's blacked out. I have that one. I want to make another one of the green and maybe. Sorry, I had to get the thing. Let me see if I can find it. I kind of want to see what that will look like. So there's some ideas. There's some ideas. I do prefer darker shirts. So of course you're gonna need some sort of you need some contrast. Otherwise it won't show up great. And that's what we're learning. And again, that's what this was. It was a learning experience. And I made blue ones with the blacked out. I made 2 of those. I made one for Ricky and one for Falcro. But I also, because they were so dark, I made other versions. So yeah, they actually chose the other ones. So I'll just say that. Sorry to hear you had a bad experience, Pop Hunter. No malice towards Eric. Good luck to him. Hope he's well, but not for me. Wait. What? Pop Hunter. What did I miss? What did I miss? What are your thoughts on Billiam Gates? Yeah. Eric is a bit of a, well, I mean, hey, I'll say that. There are experiences, sure. Eric had moments this weekend where he wasn't in the best mood and bad things happened. I'll just say this. Eric can be, I think out of all the guys, Eric, and I think he would agree with this, he has the tendency sometimes to come off as abrasive. But the truth is, and I'm saying this as someone who's hung out with him, like in general, he's a really nice guy. And he's very thoughtful. And he really seems to care. Like if you're in his group of friends, he cares. He really cares. Sometimes he has trouble keeping his pants on, for sure. That is a thing. But I think he really cares. And so I get that. I get what you're saying. But that's how I feel about him. So there you go. You want the green one? It's so nice. Green is your favorite color. Ooh, the green. Yeah. The green. I'm going to make some more greens for sure. I think another one of my favorites though was, I just really like the way that the purple came out. I think the purple looks great. Tear that up. We don't need that, right? Really. But I think the purple looks great too. Now, here's the thing. Again, the biggest issue is that I only have, it's 10 inches from here to there. Ooh. Ooh. But anyway, yeah, 10 inches. So that's kind of a problem. Because I'd actually like that to be a little bigger, you know, but yeah, anybody wants to do a design, go for it, man. You can text it to me. You can tweet it to me. You can get in Discord. There's there's a merch ideas or something like that. So yes, recreate the Pulp Fiction cover and have you as Uma use that for the table banner at the con. You're doing these prints in-house, yes. May I suggest hats? I would happily nab some blanks for you to test. I don't have the thing for hats, but my wife has been looking into things for hats. I'm not a hat guy. I know you are, Jim. I know you are quite happy wearing a hat. But yeah, it's just something that we don't have yet. But that is something that we have already talked about. Because she wants to do it. Because she thinks that would be cool. Just from when you went to eat, Eric seemed real nice and was hilarious during the pre-show. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I agree 100% with your assessment of Eric, Rob. Yeah, I mean, it's a thing. It's a thing. It's a chode nation. Ooh, what a nation. Eric is a really cool dude. I mean, again, if you've seen that side of Eric, yeah, I mean, it can be like, because, I mean, there was a little bit of that on Sunday, I think. And it was Sunday. And it actually, it definitely turned off some people. No question. But I also understand that, his attitude was more about the situation than it was at the people. So there you go. I don't want to say more about that. That's just really what it is. But I totally get it. You know what I mean? Like if I hear someone say that, I get it. I totally get it. Make sure I'm there for the May convention. Yes. That purple looks a lot like mine. Yeah. Love a good purple. That's what she said. But no, it's the blue and the purple are very close, but the purple is definitely purpley. You like the green? 10 inches? There's a problem. Yep, yes. Rob doesn't Rufus do shirts. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. But he has a different process completely than mine. So, every time I talk to Eric, I feel like he doesn't want to talk to me, and that's fair. I would hate me as well. No, he's weirdly guarded in some cases, but he's cool. If it happens, I will happily help. Thank you, Jim. Is the green like a typo negative green? Well, it was actually not Gary who said, what about a lime green color? And I said, okay. And so I tried it, and it came out pretty cool. I mean, that's really what I went for. It's not a bad idea, though, going for a specific green. But what I would think would be cool is that Order 42 is a lot like Blade Runner. You know, it's got that Blade Runner-ish look to it. I'd like to see Order 42 in like other styles, you know, like other movie styles, like in the style of Indiana Jones. Maybe not that one, because that one, I don't think that one would work. But you get what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like almost like different typefaces for different movies. It'd be cool. Or it could be something completely different. Order 42, the lunchbox. Speaking of lunchbox, let's look at the thing and see how we're doing. 45% tropical fruit, 35% watermelon strawberry, and 20% Jacks. You know what? We are going to end the poll here. We're going to end the poll with 20 votes. Thank you for voting. We're going with the tropical fruit, Escobars. That's what we're doing. I got behind listening and fast forward. I got Chipmunk Rob going right now. There we go. Right. If you're going backwards, I don't think it does that on YouTube. I think Eric would apologize if he knew he made you feel in a negative way at all. I think so too. Besides, after the weekend he had up to that point, I don't think he can be totally blamed for snapping a bit. No one wants that, but I understand it. Yeah. The Orange 42 orange block. If you don't have an orange block, well, get yourself an orange block. What does it do? Hey, it's an orange block. Don't ask those kinds of questions. It's probably me. I usually rub people wrong in person. I can't help it. Being an intelligent person with common sense makes me a bit of an outcast. Not that I'm a genius. It just comes off as the way you said that was really funny. Because it almost sounds like, hey, I intimidate people because of my huge brain. I don't know what to say. I mean, and I know that's not what you meant, but it just made me laugh. Order 42, the vape. It will taste like success. Hey. Concurrent viewers going up, by the way. Let's go. Is it? Squiggles, what's going on? Everybody chose the tropical fruit. So before we get back into the stuff, the Retropalooza stuff, we're gonna do the thing here. Tropical fruit. You guys picked it. Let's see. Yep, smells tropical. Smells pineapple-y. Let's see. Off the nuck. Nuck it, guys. Nuck it. Yep. Yep. Tasty. It tastes very clean. Very clean. And by the way, here's the wick. Come on. Come on. There you go. See how clean that is. And then when you put the liquid on there, see how clear that is? It's pretty nice. Now, contrast that with that color. So, typically the fruit ones are a little clearer. It just depends. Okay, let's turn this sucker on. Okay. Put a little on. Vapors. Okay. Screw this tank down. All right. And then, once you take that top off, don't you love taking that top off? You just go, and you just dump that liquid in there. And there we go. There we go. All right. Tropical fruit that you guys picked. Escobars. You guys picked it. Let's give it a quick toot. Okay. Okay. I'm going to turn on the fan a little bit. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to play a short clip from the old podcast that I used to do. It's a comedy podcast. And a lot of times we would just talk about weird stuff. It's basically three guys trying to make each other laugh. Okay? Now with this specific thing that I pulled up here for us to listen to, it's basically Jerry and I riffing on the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer song. Why am I doing that now? It's not Christmas time. No, it's not. But I think it's funny. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to listen to this, and then what I'm going to do is just sit back for a couple of seconds and try this and see what it's like, you know, so I can give you my opinion on this thing. So I'm going to mute. So as soon as I do that,
You know Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Blitzen.
Donner and Cupid and fucking and shitting.
And Fonzie and Crippen and David and Beaver.
Blossom and dildo and fuck it and nipple.
Jason and Hector and Greedo and leaving. All right, man. Thought you were gonna. Oh, hug this hand. Or no, hug this hand. Hug my hand.
Bye, wrong. Dumbass and tithead and fuckstick and
Oh, these are the reindeer?
yeah. What is it?
How did the first part?
Greedo. What was Greedo?
Greedo's up there pulling a damn sleigh.
Oh, we know what I know.
He runs around with his freaking gun. Dude, that wouldn't be cool if Greedo came down your chimney with a gun and a bag.
He couldn't hit you anyway.
No.
We can shoot 4 feet to the left or to the right of your head. Depending on which one.
What are you dressing up for this Christmas?
What am I going to dress up as?
I'm gonna dress up as a whore. The Christmas whore.
The Christmas whore bitch.
That's who I'm gonna be.
No, Santa's bitch.
Papa's Christmas whore.
That crackling thing. That was a whore.
What?
That big sea monster.
The Kraken? The Cracklin?
Wait, what did he say?
Yes,
It's Cracklin.
Long John Silver's thing, you know, out of the little dust bucket or whatever that thing's called.
What?
Dust bucket.
Little thing catches all the little critter junk that falls
How did
off.
you switch from Clash of the Titans to Long John Silver's Crispins.
I'm a big whore. Look at me. Get off me, you little metal rhino.
Owl.
Freaking
It's
owl.
an owl.
What'd you call it?
A rhino. A little metal rhino.
So yeah, that was what listening to the podcast was like. Just all over the place and goofy. So, yes, there is no end to what we can slap the Order 42 log on. That's true. Condoms, toothpaste, aftershave, chips, jam tarts. The possibilities are endless. Lucasfilm might not like it, but it's right. It's right. I mean, look. My whole thing is, and you're caught back up. Okay, good. My whole thing is, I want to make it like, I'm not making stuff to make money. I'm making stuff so that, if you guys want to have it, cool. But it's mostly stuff that I would want anyway. Like, I love my Order 42 shirt. The one that we made a while back, that on the older version. I want one of the silver ones with just the logo. I want one of the green. I just want shirts. That's really what it comes down to. And if you guys want to buy them too, then cool. That's why I'm doing it the way that I'm doing it, where it's sort of like to order. So it's not super expensive for me to provide them, and it's not super expensive for you guys to buy them. So when we start getting into things like stickers and hats and all the other stuff, then it starts to get a little more expensive. And that's why I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that. We have a small community here. What, 2,800 subscribers or something like that? I don't even know. Is this updated? Okay, I have 2,840 subscribers. That's awesome. That's amazing. But it doesn't really fit the whole thing as far as like, wow, let's spend a bunch of money to get this, and then, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. Do you have enough clips to where there won't be reruns soon? Oh no, I have 220 clips here. So I think I'm okay. We're doing good. But yeah, that's okay. I will package and sell Order 42, make most of the money, and give you a 1% cut. Okay. The Risk Order 42 edition. Okay. I want an Order 42 Monopoly though. I want that. Tropical fruit. Let's talk about that. This is good. It's got a little bit of mango in it, a little bit of pineapple. I'm guessing that's passion fruit kind of thing. It's good. It's not like, it's not like crazy blowing me away, but it's pretty good. I'm definitely going to vape this, and it's good. So good job, guys. I'll be honest with you. This one I'm scared of. I'm going to have to do this because apparently you guys don't care about it. These two, I'm probably going to have to do on my own because nobody seems to vote for them. I mean, I say that. Not enough people vote for them. So we'll go with that at a later date. In fact, I don't think I have any more liquid after this. So those two are like the last two bottles I have. I'm going to have to buy some more liquid. But anyway, it's good though. This is good. I like it. Shit, it seems like everywhere I go, I see a monopoly for the town I'm in. Right, yeah. I mean, why not have an Order 42 monopoly? I mean, I have no idea what we would name things. Just weird shit I say? I don't know. You've made it, but I know I like your approach. Very sensible doing the shirts yourself. Is that what you said? The nut chest. I don't honestly think that I'll say this. You guys are super loyal. A lot of you guys are here every single week, and that's amazing. But there's very few of you. So it doesn't make sense for me to go crazy with merchandise and then have a box full of stuff that I can't get rid of. Only a few people like. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm trying to do things very small. And if somebody wants it, cool. I'm not going to gouge you on the prices. I'm going to try to do it as cheaply as I can. and then offer it at a budget price. I sold those shirts for $15. So $15. Now I actually sold, here's who I sold shirts to. You ready? Ricky. Jacob bought one, which was not on my list, but he bought one of the ones that I'd already made. Dearest Abby bought one. Wraith, Falcrow, Squiggles, Jim, and then Oscar, who's not here. I haven't seen him in here tonight. He actually said, I want one in this size with this color. And I said, okay, I don't have that, but I'll get it. So I said, just hit me up on Discord or whatever, and we'll talk about it. You know, I'll let you know when I have because what I have to do is I have to basically do more prints, and then we'll go from there. I told you you'd sell some, Rob. Well, I mean, all of those, 5 of those are, you guys telling me. And then Jacob, you bought one, and then Squiggles bought one of the ones that I'd made. So there you go. But it's all people that know who I am. Most people, walk by that thing and are like, I don't know what Order 42 is, and they walk off, It's just, that's the truth of it. I have a very, very small community, and that's fine. So there you go. Another piece would have to be Bucho in his pose. I mean, he is a sexy Kiwi. Just saying. $15, little man. Put that shit in my hand. We actually said that this weekend. Landmark status soon? Haha. Yeah, okay. I don't think so. But, so I met all those people. Of course, everybody was great. I want to show off. I want to show off some pictures that Falcrow took, because Falcrow has some of the best pictures. So here we go. There's Falcrow with Eric, with his book, which I also got. I mean, I had this last week or the week before, but I also had it signed by Joey Spector. So there we go. It's on the shelf. Anyway. So yeah, very, very happy to support Eric in this new endeavor. I think it's cool. I think it's cool that he's doing it. It's a little blurry. Sure. It's a little blurry, but that's okay. This is something that he just reposted. Zap Crystal went and saw Maggie Robertson. It's kind of cool. I just thought this picture was hilarious. You ugly Bucky Beaver bastard, give me back my drink. So he went to Bucky's and, he has a book. I knew he was a wrestler. That's dope. It's very cool. And it's From High School to Headlocks, an unlikely pro wrestling story. It's pretty interesting. It's him telling stories and stuff. There's his badge. There's an ad. And then here we go. Here's some pictures. So, first up, Falcrow, G to the next level. That's Dearest Abby wearing an Order 42 shirt. What? That's Sega Steve. I'm not sure who the next 2 people are, but then, of course, at the end, that's, is that Miss Ashley? Oh, there we go. Chad Holder. Oh, that's Chad Holder. Okay. I didn't meet him. I didn't actually meet him. And then, or maybe that's not them. I'm not sure. But that's Tyler Esposito, My Retro Life. Awesome guy. Here's some more people. I mean, look, there's Wraith. There's Squiggles on the right. I mean, or is that Chad? Is that Chad? I'm not sure. But there's OK Chief, who, by the way, sold me this. He said, I've got a couple of people who are Tolkien fans. I thought you might like this too. And he showed it to me and I bought it. And what this is this is the United States Air Force Band playing stuff from Lord of the Rings. Oh, I didn't realize that. That's interesting. From Washington, D.C., there's no date. But this actually says, this compact disc is approved for Department of the Air Force use and is not for sale. So there you go. So yeah, I think that's pretty damn cool. So I got that from Chief. But back to the pictures. There's Miss Ashley. And that's Greg. And of course, there's Abby wearing the Order 42 shirt again. And Falcro. I mean, that's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. And then we get Grindhead Jim. Ranchan and Ryan. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm 6'3", 290. I need a 2X or 3X. I can do the sizes. It was just that I didn't make enough variations because he wanted a 3X green, but the only green that I'd printed was an XL. So I couldn't give him that, and I didn't have any 3X left. So that's it. But yes. But yeah, there you go. You've got Falcro and Grindhead Jim. You've got 16-bit Pete. You've got Zap Crystal. That's Matt Retrowolf in the background back there. And Ricky said Ricky was in the background of one of those? Was it this one? There's Tim back there. Not sure. There's Boogie. There's Damian Clark. I didn't actually meet him. And Maggie. I didn't meet her. There is Pro Jared. There you go. And then there's this. So we take our annual, or every time we see each other, we take a picture like this where we're staring each other down. But this has actually got a little video. So here's the video.
All right, close up. All right, go.
Shit. We got house. I had it.
All right. All right, close up.
So that's
right,
G
go.
to the next level taking the picture. So that was pretty cool. There's Pat the NES Punk. There is Jay and Tim and Eric again and Billy. I think Falcro has the best set of pictures here. And then we've got Stuttering Craig from Screw Attack. And then this one just, look. This is going to be one of those things that not a lot of people are going to understand. But for my shirt to be there in the middle there, to be included with all this other stuff, it kind of blew my mind a little bit. And it's not lost on me that I'm a lucky guy. I'm a lucky guy to be able to do some of the things that I do. So I appreciate it. Falcro. That was awesome. Wait a minute. Let me go back here. So we were looking at pictures. Pass go, collect 200 puffs. Well, I don't want it to be all vaping. Doesn't need to be all vaping. But yeah, there would have to be, one of them would have to be a vape, right? One of the pieces. Bucho in his pose. I challenge Falcro for that title. Let's see. Ranchan and Ryan. Yeah, see, I don't know. I haven't met everybody. His Headbangers Ball shirt. Chief is a great guy. I'd do him. Hell, I'd probably even pay. You know, I'll tell you what, that guy. The thing that got me about this is that he said, I've got more. I just didn't bring it with me. But the fact that he immediately was like, oh, I have this. And it's just that he's a lovable guy. A lovable guy. And I think that's cool. It's the only thing that I actually purchased at the event. I seem to always purchase things from Chief. But there you go. Bought that, and I'm gonna I kind of want to keep it sealed. This compact disc is approved for Department of the Air Force use and is not for sale. How the hell did he get this? I don't know. But I think that's freaking cool. I think it's awesome. Let's see. I will also say that the 7th level was there. I bet Chief is fuzzy and cuddly like a big old tet. He is. He's just he just makes you smile. You know, that guy is just, he's so full of life and positivity, and I just love it, man. He's just a good dude. And yeah, he's just a great dude. I love Chief. But the 7th level was there, and I'm telling you what, I talked with 7th level a lot this weekend. Ranchan is G's wife, and Brian is a regular fan that goes to Retropalooza. Really cool people. Yeah, see, I didn't know that. There you go. I didn't know that. When you deal with toys, you got to be that sweet. Yeah, he's just an amazing guy. Just an amazing guy. But the 7th level, I'm telling you, I sat and talked with him for a while. Remember, I read his book. I had a good time talking with 7th level. Very, very, very awesome stuff. So yeah, and we talked a lot about books and writing and just in general writing, because, you know, of course, we've talked about the screenplay and other things that might be going on and stuff like that, which is fun. That's the great thing about Retropalooza. For me, it's not the deals or, you know, what cool stuff can you get. It's hanging out with those people. And the biggest single issue of the entire weekend for me is that I did not get to hang out as much as I wanted to because Crohn's stuff, or just being old and tired. Because Saturday night, we went to, it was crazy busy. The Retropalooza on Saturday was crazy busy. But it was me, Eric, Pete, Jacob, and Ricky. We all went to Twisted Root, which was awesome, by the way. Dude, my burger was great. I don't know about you guys, but it was so good. But something happened, man, while we were sitting there, and then Chief showed up with is it Tafeta? Is that how you say her name? And then a couple of other people that I didn't know. But we're sitting there, and suddenly I was like, I gotta go. My stomach is killing me right now. And I don't know if I'm gonna throw up everywhere or if I'm gonna shit my pants. I don't know. So I gotta go. And so I left, and what sucked is I got all the way home. I'm burping, right? It's about 35 minutes, 40 minutes to get home. I'm doing this, and like almost every breath I'm burping. So it was like I don't know what was going on. I don't get it. Because it's not like I didn't even have a Coke. So I'm sitting there and I'm doing that. And then by the time I get home, I'm like, oh, okay. So I go and I take a couple of Tylenol, which is my pain reliever of choice because, well, it doesn't counteract, or what do you call that? My medication. They say, hey, take Tylenol. I mean, you can take the other stuff, but Tylenol is usually best for, you know, what do they call that? When something can have an interaction or a reaction. Anyway, I take Tylenol. And about an hour later, interactions. Okay, not Gary. There you go. Not Gary. Did you see the green shirt? How the green shirt came out, by the way? Did you see that? I can show you if you want. Anyway. Yeah, about an hour later, I was completely fine. And it was like 9:30. And I'm like, well, since I was coming home anyway, I wasn't going to stay at the hotel. It didn't make sense for me to drive all the way back out there. So I just stayed home. I'll just get a large and see how it fits. Okay. Yo, I'm back. TL, welcome back. I didn't know you were gone, but welcome back. But yeah, it's a thing, man. Crohn's is weird that way. So yeah, I didn't get to hang out Friday night because I was too damn tired. I mean, it was 9 p.m. when we left the expo center, or when I left Friday night. And then Saturday night, I left really freaking early. Like, I was planning on staying till like 1 or 2 in the morning, driving home and then coming back the next morning. Didn't do that. And then On top of that, I overslept. I think I overslept both days. So I don't know what the hell was going on. But that was my biggest regret of this weekend is I didn't get to hang out more because I'm telling you, the hangouts when when the sun goes down, those are fun. Those are really, really fun. And they won't be recorded and they can't be duplicated because they're different every single time. You never know what's going to happen. And you never know who's going to come through the door. That's how I met. I talked with Keith Coogan for like an hour one night. This is at Retropalooza Houston like a year ago, which is also how we were talking that he might be in the next movie. But anyway, look, I'm just saying, Retropalooza is all about the hangouts, man. The hangouts, it's awesome. It's awesome. So yeah, and Sunday was fun too, but it was a little slower, but there was a lot of I had actual things to do outside of I had to make some calls and things on Sunday, which was kind of strange, but so I missed out on some things. And then there were times when Billy needed to go off, so I was just sitting at the table. And so I was kind of like, it was me and Jim and Seventh, and we were just kind of sitting there talking, and I mean, which is fine, but it's like I didn't get to sit and go hang out with Abby or whatever, Chief or whatever. It was basically I was sitting there at the table, which is fine. Like I said, I don't mind doing that. It's what I'm there for. But it was also kind of like, man, I kind of missed out. I feel like I missed out on some things. But hopefully, since Really Rad Weekend is coming up, hopefully that one I'll be able to do a little bit more hanging out. And of course, Yoshi will be there as well, which will be really cool. Nintendo will be there, I think. I think Eric's going to be there too. It's going to be bigger than it was last year, which is going to be fun. Valcro said, I completely agree. It's not always about the deals and the games and such. It's about the camaraderie, seeing everybody hanging out and creating awesome memories. Absolutely. Absolutely. I challenge you to a match for that title. And Rufus, I don't know if you saw that, but Rufus won the NBA Jam championship thing. Did he tweet that out, or was that only on... Oh, I guess it was only on Facebook. I don't like Facebook, so I don't typically get in there, with that. But yeah. So now we have Monday, and Monday, Wraith and I basically hung out from 11 o'clock to when I dropped him off at the airport at 4 o'clock. Now we have some cool things here that I want to show you, that we did. Let's see. Okay. So let's turn that off and turn that on. Okay. So the first thing we did, okay. This was nuts. So as you may or may not remember, I bought way back at last year's Retro Expo, I bought Wraith that crow thing that was probably, I don't know, it was pretty big. It's a pretty big box. But he also bought a lot of things, and he needed to ship them home. So he went to UPS, and it cost him the 7th level. I'm so sorry I wasn't as compelling as Chief and Abby for you on Sunday, Rob. 7th. You know. Come on, I'm just saying, we had a lot of things going on, right? But I'll tell you, we had a good talk. We had lots of good talks, and you know that. Welcome, 7th. Good to see you. Oh yeah, I thought that's what the VIP party was going to be. Needed to read the fine print. What was that? Oh, that was the, going to the Black Dog and all that stuff, and I missed out on all that. Because I wasn't feeling right Saturday night, which was weird. I was actually, dang, you have to go again. Well, TL, you do what you need to do. You come and go. That's what this is all about. And if you miss something and you want to catch back up, hey, do it. Do the thing, man. Black Dog wasn't really that great, in my opinion. Ricky, I like how you continue to, you state a thing and then you put, in my opinion, in caps. I appreciate that. And you're right, there probably wasn't enough games, from what I heard. But anyway. So, we went to UPS. It cost him, I think, just under $100 to ship all of his things. Which was crazy. Crazy. But then, we leave there, and we were like, hey, let's go to a couple of thrift stores. So we went to one, it was closed. We went to another one, and it had, stuff. Then I said, let's go to Movie Trading Company. If you've never been there, it's pretty cool. And if you've never been to a movie trading company, it's basically, most of the ones that I've been to are old Blockbuster videos. And so they have new releases, movies. Excuse me. They have old movies, they have DVDs, they have VHS, they have CDs, they have vinyl, they have action figures, they have trading cards, they have video games, they have comics, they have all kinds of stuff. Well, Wraith didn't come away with anything at Movie Trading Company, but I did. The first one is one that's been on my list ever since it came out. I talked about this movie briefly. To Live and Die in L.A., William Friedkin, his 1985 classic. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of this movie, but what I am a fan of is special features. And we've got lots of special features on there. Unfortunately, only the commentary by William Friedkin is on the 4K. Everything else is on the Blu-ray. But this is one of those movies that, man, it's I get why people like it. I don't love it, but I love special features. So I'm interested in seeing that. The other one, and the reason that I bought it there is because it was like $3 cheaper than it was on Amazon. Brand new. And I'm like, sold, because I wanted it. And I didn't want to, I have a feeling that one's going to sell out. Now, this next one is one, I'm not going to say controversial, but I think a lot of people hate it. And it's mainly for the casting of one person who later on became, a darling. But that is Bram Stoker's Dracula. In 4K, Gary Oldman, Winona Ryder, and Keanu Reeves in quite possibly the worst casting decision in the history of Hollywood. Of course, that's hyperbolic. But he's not great in it. Is that supposed to be Winona Ryder? I guess it is. It doesn't look like her. But Anthony Edwards. Not Goose. No, Anthony Hopkins is also in this. He has a lot of fun in this role. Gary Oldman is amazing in this movie. And in 4K, I gotta say, I haven't watched any of this yet, but I have watched some Dracula. And I gotta say, man, this movie looks great. It looks really great. And what was kind of cool is that the digital code worked as well, which is kind of neat. Winona Ryder, I barely even know her, right? But I have a thing for this movie. This is one of those where I don't think it's a great movie. I think there are really fun performances in it. I love the effects because a lot of the effects were done in camera instead of, being composited in. There's a lot of compositing too, but there's a lot of in-camera effects, which I think are really, really cool. But I love this movie, and I'm not going to defend it. I won't. I'm not going to defend it. There's actually two people. I talked about Tyler briefly, but we had a good talk late Sunday as things were starting to wind down. Tyler's a good dude. I also want, again, to bring up G to the next level. I haven't had a chance to really talk with him a lot, but he seems like a really cool dude too. But I mean, look, the whole experience with Retropalooza, I feel like I'm going backwards a minute. But I wanted to mention that because I just saw his name and I'm like, oh yeah. Tyler was, I mean, really, really good. Really good dude. No, Rob, I haven't changed my mind. No matter how much you want it, shipping Jim and Chief in the new script will ruin the movie. I mean, that's the basis of the story. If I can't have that, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know how to please you, Seventh. Tell me how to please you. I probably could have chosen those words better. Anyway. It was more bar than arcade. Yeah. You missed Trade-In Movie Company? Valcro, I know you probably have something there. And it's probably something different. But Movie Trading Company is great. I love that place. And Keanu may be the nicest person in Hollywood, but let's be honest. He was severely miscast in Bram Stoker's Dracula. Francis Ford Coppola is amazing, but that was just like, I don't get it. I don't get why they cast him. It was terribly miscast. Yes. It's like Super Mario Brothers. Not a great movie, but I love it. On your knees, bend over and I'll show you. Whoa, okay. You get what I'm saying, though. All I have is half-price books. I'm still keeping my eye out. Well, honestly, the only thing that, book-wise, I don't really have anything. Now, I'll go in, and if I see something that catches my eye, and I'm like, oh, that's a unique one, but it's not, like, on my list. The only movie that I'm really, like, I kind of want, and I wish I'd bought when I saw it just a couple of months ago at a different half-price books, is Cemetery Man. If you can find that for cheap, let me know. I will buy it from you. But I just want to see that movie again, really. That's really it. And I know it's apparently not that great, but I still want to see it. Because I want to see the whole thing. I only have bits and pieces that I saw. Anyway. Doom 2005 is still my favorite video game movie. A terrible adaptation for sure, but Carl Urban and Richard Brake make that movie a classic. I only remember the POV scenes, and I remember The Rock being cheesy in it. Carl Urban's always awesome. John Wick versus Count Dracula. I mean, that's pretty much... Yeah, it's not even that good. Yeah, he can't play an uptight British guy. No. Bendova. It seems he only made Dracula for the money, according to Francis. Well, that's the thing. I want to go into some of these special features. I have it. I think I have it on DVD. But I'm pretty sure that I haven't seen a lot of this stuff. Audio commentary, interviews with Francis Ford Coppola and Roman Coppola, deleted and extended scenes. I'm eager to dig into it because I really love it. I really love that movie. I think Gary Oldman... Like, I liked Gary Oldman before, but after seeing him in that, it was like, dude, that guy just can do anything. He can do anything. And then True Romance, he's amazing in that. And then, I mean, he had like a bunch of movies in a row where it's just like, holy crap, this guy. So, there you go. Christopher Lee, I mean, right, but I don't know. I really enjoy the making or the look of that movie, all of the practical effects, all of that stuff in that movie is cool to me. So, yeah. I missed something. Honestly, I probably blew my wad with my idea for an opening scene, though I do have an idea for a running gag you could have. You could send it my way. I actually love the idea that you had. And I think it could be something that we could... Because, I mean, like, I can see the scene in my head, which is the best way, when you describe something. And it's something that Billy and Jay both said when I was reading the script to them, Kevin Smith / John Peters style, where they're kind of sitting there. And anyway, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, they kept saying that I write in a way that they can see the movie. Because Billy wasn't very descriptive in his scenes as far as what, you've got your dialogue and then you've got the movement of the actors and stuff like that. I was very descriptive because I was seeing the movie in my head and I wanted to at least get it on the page. And if we change it from that, fine. But I at least wanted to get that on the page and describe it so that I could remember it, So there you go. And looky who's here. Looky who is here. Jay himself. Shady McJD Jay. Jay's here. What's going on? Good to see you. Great, dude. Another successful Retropalooza, right? I mean, I thought it went pretty well. There were a couple of hiccups. You know what I'm talking about. There's some hiccups, but hey, I think it went well. And I apologize again, Jay, for not being able to hang out Friday and Saturday night. I was dead tired Friday night, and Saturday night I thought I was going to be sick. Like, seriously scared. Like, scared I was going to be sick. So I missed out on a lot of the hangout stuff. But hey, you guys take care of me, and you know what I'm talking about. You got a bit sick too? Yeah, my sick was Crohn's. Like weird Crohn's stuff. Like scary. Scary as in like I don't want to poop on anybody. I mean, not without money changing hands, you know what I'm saying? Jay runs a damn good con because I had no idea there were even any problems. Hey, there you go. This might already be a thing, but some sort of live stream would be super cool for us lame mofos that can't get to Texas. You know what? I actually thought about that, but Saturday was insane. Like absolutely insane. Just like last year, it was crazy. I was busy. Billy was busy. It was just one of those things where it'd be like, hey, there's this thing and there's this thing. Oh crap, I got to go do this thing. And then Sunday was, like I said, I had so much weird stuff that I had to do being on the phone. Yeah. But yeah, I absolutely agree. I think it would be fun. It would be fun. This might... Oh, yeah. You already read that. Bucho, did you say? Oh, good day to you, Jay. Gotcha. Saturday rocked us like a hurricane. It was insane, man. It was so busy. It felt like last year. And last year was like the same thing where it was just like it was constantly moving and moving and moving. And I'm not even that important. It's like I'm just the dude hanging out with the dude, kind of thing. Hanging out on that table. I would go buy you pants if you ever shit your pants and not tell anyone. You would not tell anyone that you bought me pants, or you would not tell anyone that I shit my pants. Either way, I appreciate that. Thank you, Rachel. No, it was a freak thing. It was a complete freak thing. I don't know what happened. I really don't. But it was like extreme like gas, not farting, but like gas. But there was like rumbling and weird. Oh, it felt bad. And I can almost guarantee you that if Ricky and Jacob and Pete and Eric were paying attention to me, they would have seen the change because I suddenly stopped talking. Because that's what happens. Is when there's something wrong, I just stop talking. And then I got really quiet and I'm sitting there going, like, what is going on here? Like, I don't know what's going on. But anyway. You're a dude pretending to be another dude. That's right. Retropalooza is always a blast. I would not, Gary. I would smash the like and subscribe to some kind of Retropalooza stream. I mean, I think we should do it. I just need to figure out how to do it. But yeah, here's an idea, Rob. You, Jim, and I all do regular streams. We could do a live stream panel combo at the con. I mean, that's an idea. That is definitely an idea. I remember you getting kind of stiff. Yeah, I was just like, what is going on? Because it was just like, but anyway. The gas was probably because you swallowed the eggs of a parasitic worm and they were hatching in your stomach. Thanks, Mucho. That's comforting. And laying even more worm eggs. I'll tell you what. I can't have April hear that stuff because she would. That is like the worst thing. She's afraid of that. She's afraid of something burrowing or eating, whatever. She's afraid of that. You think that'd be cool to see, Valcro? Are you talking about the burrowing or the hatching of eggs, or the live stream? See, the chest popper isn't that weird. It's like those movies where something's crawling under somebody's skin. It's like, you know what I mean? So yeah, you and Jim live stream. I mean, yeah. And 7th, dude, 7th. Awesome. Remember, I can't even handle the creator trailer with the hole through the head. I'm soft AF. Well, hey. Okay, so where were we? We were at the movie trading company. I bought a couple of movies, which was very, very cool. Got by the way, Dracula was $12.99. It's great price. So I bought it like the wind. Then we went to, and this was the movie trading company by the Parks Mall, is where we were, by the way. For those of you in the know, that's where we were. Then we went north. North, the Statsmacher. North. We went north to the half price books on 303. Okay? And when we went in there, we saw something that blew my mind. Okay. You're asking, what was that? Nothing. I was just being silly. Yes, a first U.S. edition, fourth printing of The Hobbit for $1,000. $1,000 at a half price books. Now, the first printing of The Hobbit was in 1938. This printing was actually from 1944. The fourth printing was in 1944. But again, I mentioned earlier, my collection of books and things like that, they're all commons. They're all easily replaceable if something goes wrong. I do not want to be the steward of history, okay? I'm not a museum. I do not want a book that I have to baby. You know? I don't like all the stuff that I have easily replaceable. It's only $1,000. It's half price. No, I don't think so. It's a good joke though. I like that. So yeah, something like that, I don't want. I don't want it. Even if I had the money, it's not something I'm interested in having. Because I don't want that. I don't want things that I have to take care of. I don't want things, yeah. I mean, I basically said it. I don't want to be the steward of history. And that's what that is. Now, the first U.S. edition is the version of The Hobbit, if you didn't know. In the original version of The Hobbit, Bilbo wins the ring, or wins the riddle contest with Gollum, and Gollum literally just shows him the way out. Hey, you got me. Okay, here's the exit. There was, at that point, when The Hobbit was written, there was no plan for The Lord of the Rings. There was no reason for there to be any bigger story other than this is a magic ring. You put it on your finger and you turn invisible. That's it. That's all it was. So, yeah. And that's interesting. But I have the facsimile first edition. That was very cheap. I think it was like $60. Oh, come on out. This is a facsimile of the actual first edition from England. Okay? And this artwork was done by Tolkien himself. I mean, not this one, but you know what I mean? Like he drew that. But in this version, Riddles in the Dark, this is a reproduction of that first edition where he literally just shows him the way out and it's no big thing. So yeah, would it be cool to own something like this? Yes, if I didn't have to worry about it. You know what I mean? By the way, the coolest thing about the facsimile edition is Thorin's map. That, if you shine a light behind it, you see that okay? The moon runes show up, which is really cool. I think that's one of the coolest things. That's cool, right? I think that's cool. Anyway, and all it is on the back. It's very simple. It's printed on black and then there's white. Pretty easy. Very cool though. So yeah, I mean, I have this edition and I'm fine with it. I don't need an original. I don't want to have to take care of crap. And I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody else, but that's how I feel about it. And yeah, that's how I feel about it. And this is a really cool little box, you know? And yeah, if I ever want to read the first edition, I can. And I don't have to sit there with gloves and you know, handle a thing. But I got to say, oops, this is very cool. This is very cool. And I forgot to show that picture, actually, because on the way to Movie Trading Company, this was a car in front of us. Can anyone explain this? Can anyone explain that? Anyone detoxing the metal for the October 4th 5G waves? What? 1944, huh? So only 11 years after that UFO crash near Milan? I mean, WAP? There's children here. Moon runes are in my top 3 types of runes. Yeah, that was creepy. And they're strapped to that rack, by the way. These plastic weird babies. So I don't know what that's all about. Very weird. I'm old and tired, so I'm going to bed. Good night, everyone. A good day if you're somewhere in the world. It's daytime. Hope to have time to be on here again with everybody. Love, peace, and bacon grease. Pop Hunter. Thank you, man. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out. Appreciate it. California transplants. You think so? I don't know. I don't even know what that is. I don't know. More Mexican alien corpses? Possibly. Ecto 1 cosplay. I don't know. It definitely looks... Look, I'm just going to say it. If you have a lot of stickers on your car, you're kind of nerdy. Probably. Or you really have something to say and you really think that putting bumper stickers and shit on your car is going to change someone's mind. Anyway. Oops, that was Rufus. That's what I was going to put up. Yeah. So this Hobbit thing, like I said, I think it's really cool. It was really cool to see it. I've never seen anything like this in person. So it was cool to see it. Don't need it. I honestly do not care if I owned it. Or if somebody said, hey, do you want this? I'd probably say, no. No, I don't want that. I don't. I don't want to have to take care of it. Isn't that weird? Is that weird? Does anybody else feel that way? Coming up on 1,500 hours on a sunny Auckland Arvo. That is nice. October 4th, when the government going to test out their new emergency contact test thing? Yes, I'm ready. I don't know what you're talking about. They look like some California transplants living in Austin, there to destroy the state. Possibly. Ecto Cooler cosplay, just a big box. I don't know. So, the other thing that we did on Monday, again, we're driving all over the place. We're doing all kinds of things. We go to another thrift store across the street from this Half Price Books. And what do we find there? I can't show this to you because I didn't buy it. Wraith bought it. Wraith bought a copy of Stephen King's On Writing, which I think is one of the... I'll say this. This book came up a lot over the last few days. Seventh and I were both talking about Stephen King and On Writing and how great it is. And yeah, it was a hardcover copy in good shape at this little crappy thrift store for $3. Hardcover. It was like, dude, this is awesome. And he's the one that found it. And he goes, do you want it? And I said, I'll put it to you this way. You are wanting to do some writing, right? And he said, excuse me. He said, yes. And I said, okay, you buy it. Because it's absolutely worth it. And you need to read that because it will help you craft stories. Stephen King, you know, you might have problems with the way Stephen King does things, but it is an amazing book on writing. Huh. What do you know? That's the name of the book. So I said, look, if you don't buy it, I will. So he bought it. $3. So we bought that. And around this time, it's about, I'd say it's probably like 3:20, something like that. He's got to be at the airport around 4. You know, to be in the airport, you have to be there around 2 hours early for the airport. I don't know if that's still true or not, but that's what he was doing. So he was like, yeah, I need to be there around 4. And I said, what if you got there at about 4:10? And he said, sure. What do you have in mind? And I said, take your pants off. And no, I didn't say that. I was kidding. I was completely kidding. I said, hey, do you want to see some Game Chasers / Rob history? And he said, sure. I said, okay. So we drove down 303 to Grand Prairie. And I showed him where Jar Nintendo used to be, which that's the one with in fact, Billy just talked about the sign on the Top 5 Friday, this last Top 5 Friday, where the Jar Nintendo, where Billy and Jay used to rent games, where he found that sign with, I can't remember what the name of the store is, in like Arkansas or something. Anyway, we drove by that, and then we drove by our old Blockbuster, and there it is. Now, it's now a game exchange, which I didn't really... Game Room Trading Post, that's it. Ninjinzu, thank you. And where is Wraith, by the way? He said he had things to do. But he lived this, so it's a little different. In fact, he took this picture. But you can see that, okay, you see where it says the Amax Auto Insurance. That whole thing was the Blockbuster, by the way. That whole thing. It was that wide. Those are the original doors to Blockbuster. It looks like, see where it says buy, sell, trade? That's where the drop box is. I don't know if the drop box is still there. I doubt it. But also, where it says 5,000, I told the story of one of the guys that we worked with, Robert Huffer, by the way, which he probably doesn't appreciate me saying his whole name on the internet. Anyway, he was in the manager. Yeah. Robert broke the window right around that area where it's 5,000 under Amax auto insurance. I think it was that window that he was leaning up against and broke. Okay? And then of course, you see the big blue pillar. That was the Blockbuster sign. And then to the left of that, basically behind that flag where it says no contracts, you see the dumpster back there? That was the area where we filmed The Manager. Was right there. So, yeah. That's the old Blockbuster. That's it. Yes. Yes, 7th. That is the area. That is the area. Yeah, I mean, in fact, Jay and I had many a smoke break around that corner. And I just think it's sad to see it not be a Blockbuster, you know? I actually went into the one that I worked at the most was the one on Beltline in Northgate in Irving, which was the number one selling number one as far as revenue in the country. It's such a busy intersection, and there's like rich neighborhoods to the north, there's poor neighborhoods to the south, there's to the east and west there are sort of like, you know, like middle class. It was such a weird store because you never knew what you were going to get. But that store in Irving was turned into an AutoZone. And I actually went in there and was looking around and trying to see signs of the Blockbuster, and I didn't see any. The best ones are the movie trading companies because they literally have the same shelving units that the Blockbusters used to have. It's awesome. But we didn't actually go into the game exchange because, again, I had to get Wraith back to the airport. So I'm in the left lane to do a U-turn to get back on the highway to get him to the airport. But that is the original Blockbuster where Billy, Jay, and I, Rufus, John Michael, if you've watched the show for a while, John Michael's been on this here program. We all worked at that Blockbuster right here. And yeah, that was, history was made. So there you go. I thought it would be cool for you guys to see that. And of course, Wraith was kind of beside himself. He was like, man, that's so freaking cool. But yeah, pretty neat. So yeah, took Wraith to the airport, and basically I slowed down to about 25 miles an hour so he could tuck and roll. And then I just kept on going. I don't think I hit him, you know, as he jumped out of the car, but I think it was okay. So there you go. So yeah, it was pretty cool. Pretty cool. Stephen King's The Hobbit is insane. What? Wraith is the boss. There was a UFO crash in Texas in the late 1800s. Apparently they buried the babies in the local graveyard, but no one knows exactly where. What? So yeah, Wraith got to see the jar store. He got to see the McDonald's where we used to get the 24 bucket O. You guys know that story? The 24 bucket O? Rachel, you're a little jealous? Hey, I understand. But yeah, that's where we filmed that little stupid freaking movie or the short film, whatever. 20, the number 20. Faux. Bucket, as in a bucket. Oh. Jay knows. Jay knows the 24 bucket O. Okay, you don't know the story? Okay, well, I'm going to tell the story. Jade, you saw this, right? You saw that I took Wraith by the old Blockbuster. It's kind of, like I said, it's kind of sad. But anyway, 24 bucket O. Okay, McDonald's. I just heard you say it. Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, there's the old Blockbuster. You saw it, right? Bam. I think it's pretty cool. But I got to show Wraith that. And now I get to show show these lovely people. I love you, man, but I got to get some drawing done and I need some tunes. Everybody have a great night. Jacob, do the thing, man. Do the thing. Had to duck out for a bet. I'll go back later and watch what I missed. Carbonite, you can do that too. Yeah. That's the beautiful thing about a live stream, and especially ones like me, where I keep them up after they're done. You can go back and watch them if you want. Anyway. And you can comment on those too afterward, and that helps with the algorithm. Anyway, 24 bucket O. At McDonald's, they used to have the 20-piece McNugget, which they still have. But then they used to have 2 for $2 on double cheeseburgers at McDonald's. Another thing they used to have, at least at my store, I've asked other people and they've never heard of this. But our McDonald's right there on the corner of Corn Valley, is it Corn Valley and 303? I think it is. That McDonald's used to sell the bucket of fries. Bucket of fries. And what it was a large cup filled to the brim with fries. So we would get a 20-piece nugget between the two of us. Usually it was me and Jay. We would get the 20-piece McNugget, 4 double cheeseburgers, and a bucket of fries. And we would split it. And that's what we used to do. And that's why I gained so much weight at Blockbuster. But yeah, man. And we called it. It was like 24 bucket O. That's just what we came up with. I don't know who came up with it. But that's what we said. 24 bucket O. I mean, that's kind of what you're saying, but I always used to say it like that. 24 bucket O. Because it rhymed. And, slips right off the tongue there. But yeah, and it was cheap. I think it ended up being like $12 or something, for the whole thing. Of course, we got drinks too, but there you go. 24 bucket O. There you go. But yeah, it was cheap back then, man. 2 for $2. And now I think double cheeseburgers are like $2.69 or something now. That would be $50 now. Yeah. It's ridiculous because even the double cheeseburgers are so expensive. And even the McDouble, which used to be on the dollar menu, is now like $1.89 or something. I don't know. Did you have the daily doubles? Not that I know of. But they would every now and then they would do the 2 for $2 for McDouble is $3.50 now. Okay, well there you go. It's crazy. They used to do 2 for $2 on quarter pounders. So we would get extra fat on those days. And it was also why, every now and then we'd get a page, 911 page from the Duke. And we'd have to do that thing. Rip dollar menu. Yes. Oh, and Joe, I didn't even get to talk to Dave. I talked to for just a few minutes. And then Joe talked to him for just a few minutes, but we'll have another chance. A really rad weekend coming up in November. So, just wanted to say the vendor floor was amazing this year. Quality of games and prices. Lots of buyers, lots of sellers, good stuff, and lots of trades. Can't beat this con. Warehouse Dave. Thank you. And I'm sure Shady J is also here. I'm sure he appreciates you saying that as well. Thank you. Rachel, it was like a deluxe cheeseburger with mayo and good onions. I know, as far as I know, we didn't have that. We did not have it. And 7th, I saw you posted something, but then you retracted it. I'm not sure what happened. But yeah. I remember those, Rachel. They are on the app, but not sure if on the menu near me. I've never heard of those. Never heard of those. But anyway, so yeah, that's basically the weekend. Again, I saw Jay for maybe 10 minutes over the whole weekend because he's busy doing his thing. He's running around like a crazy man. So yeah, I barely got to see him, got to talk with him. Didn't get to hang out because, like I said, Friday night, I went home at about 9 p.m. Was dead tired, just went home. And then again, Saturday night, crazy bubble guts. I don't know what the hell's going on. I was stupid busy this year, more than usual. See, there you go. Only thing I don't like about Texas is no crystals. I miss my sack full of gut bombs. We used to have crystals. In fact, isn't that where we stopped, Jay? When we were where were we? Were we coming back from Florida when we had crystals? I've had crystals recently. Yo, I missed most of this, bro. I forgot again. Well, Rufus, here's the thing. There's a replay. Because my voice is going. I can feel it. And you know what they say? You have to stay hydrated. Because otherwise problems happen. Problems. Busy as hell this year. Yes, you can watch the replay. Alabama most likely for crystals. Okay, that's what it was then. Yeah, we were on the way back from that. Let me see if there's anything that I really just want to tell you guys, because I don't really have much else other than, let's see, there's this. Lando is now going to be a movie. That's a thing. What else? I thought this was just an interesting thought. I don't know if you, am I good? Rufus, I'm good. I just had a weird night, Saturday night, got the bubble guts, got weird, felt strange, and was like, I don't want to embarrass myself by either vomiting or shitting on things. So I left Twisted Root in a hurry, drove home, and about an hour later, I was fine. So yeah, that's that. But if you, I posted a really interesting video from Robert Meyer Burnett on basically why the sequel trilogy went wrong. And I found this, I actually like that video a lot. And of course, Robert Meyer Burnett, you know, I like him. But this was something that put it in a very, very short kind of thing. And it made me go, that makes a lot of sense. So this is what he said. I can't go down. Okay. Star Wars works best when it is used as a lens by filmmakers and storytellers to reinterpret their favorite things. For George Lucas, it was Kurosawa films, hot rods, World War II aerial dogfights, Shakespearean tragedy, and Flash Gordon. For Dave Filoni, it's wolves, it's Lord of the Rings, Lone Wolf and Cub, Arthurian legend, and various world mythologies. This is why the sequel trilogy didn't work. It forced the idea of Star Wars through the Star Wars lens. It became an Ouroboros, the snake eating its own tail. I thought that's genius, actually. That's a really cool way to sum up why the Star Wars sequel trilogy didn't work, because it was really just referencing itself instead of bringing other things into it and putting it through the lens of Star Wars. I think that's cool. And I don't know who came up with it. Bucho had actually mentioned that he thought that the Chud forms had come up with that. I don't know. But all I can say is that is probably the most succinct I've ever heard of a kind of a critique of Star Wars. And I think it's cool. I think that's a pretty cool way of doing it, of saying it. I don't have a whole lot of I don't have a whole lot of UFO stuff other than I just found this interesting. Last week, so the guy, the David Grush guy, did that that thing that Jesse Michaels, I think, that video where he basically kind of reiterated some things, but it was more of a documentary that he kind of showed up in. Anyway, one of the things that he was talking about is that he was frustrated with Neil deGrasse Tyson because he doesn't seem to show any curiosity in the whole situation. You know, he just basically has made up his mind that it's not a thing and blah blah blah. Neil deGrasse Tyson was on a program and this is what he said. I mean, you can watch this. This is on Reddit, this whole thing. But I thought it was pretty interesting what he said. He says, debating is not the path to objective truth. The path to objective truth is data. He further states, it makes no point to debate someone who is talking about classified information that nobody else can see. All he has to do is release it for independent analysis. Now, I will say this. As much as I dislike Neil deGrasse Tyson right now, he's absolutely right. You can't expect someone to debate someone when you say, I can't show you the information. Neil deGrasse Tyson is saying, oh, well, then just release it. Well, that's not up to him. That's not up to David Grush. So he's right in the fact that real science is looking at data, not stories, and not first-hand, second-hand accounts. It's looking at data, and that data should be able to be verified by third parties. So since we don't have that, we're at that impasse, right? So even though I think Neil deGrasse Tyson is in a lot of cases, an insufferable douche, he's right. There needs to be data. And unfortunately, David Grush can't provide that data without going to jail because it's classified information that he's not allowed to disclose. So it's interesting. It's an interesting thing that's going on here. So yeah. It was also Hitchcock for Lucas and Filoni. There are like 8 episodes of Clone Wars that are Hitchcock homages. Absolutely, Bucho, absolutely. And I mean that was just an example. And it's just saying the lens. You know, the prequels and the sequels, or the prequels in the original trilogy, and then the Clone Wars, even Ahsoka. you can see their influences, and they're wearing their influences on their sleeves. But unfortunately, putting Star Wars, again, it's like a copy of a copy, and it just doesn't feel right. So, Retro Blasting, one of my favorite YouTubers, is doing a 4-hour review video of Indy 5. One of the biggest Indy fans I know. I shared on the Discord when he finally finishes it. That sounds awesome. I'd love to watch it. And yes, Ted, and then go to jail. That's the thing. David Grush can't release that information. NDT comes across like a blowhard for sure, but he's also correctamundo. Everything Grush has brought is lore, not evidence, and sure as heck not science. Absolutely. But when you hear a lot of people talking and vetting for him, it makes me curious as to what else, you know? NDT's also an older dude who has seen all this before. There's very little that's actually new in what Grush is saying. I mean, yeah, but I don't know. I'm disappointed they don't cover any old UFO cases. It's all 2000 or after. Well, I mean, that's part of the problem too, though, is that not only is there a lack of evidence, a lack of there's a lack of evidence, but then even the first-hand accounts of these people, you know, a lot of them are either very old or passing away, and that's another thing. But yeah, same old stories repackaged, laundered through the former military lens, as if being former military is an ironclad sign of credibility. No, it's not. It isn't. But it is different than, oh man, I saw this thing, you know, when it came over the hill, and boy, it scared the tar out of me. It's different than that. When it's a decorated pilot, the head of a squadron, you know what I mean? Saying that he saw these things and he experienced these things. And then when it's repeated multiple witnesses that, according to Ryan Graves, over 95% of cases aren't even reported. There's some stuff here, you know? And the fact that, you know, Grush has been vetted through multiple people, including George Knapp, including the former ICIG. There's a lot on Grush's side here. But then again, all he's got, unfortunately, for the public is stories. No hard evidence. So, but anyway, look, here's the deal. Been talking for 3 straight hours. It's time to go. But the takeaway from this is that, yes, Retropalooza was an absolute success, was an absolute blast. I wish I could have hung out more. And, yeah, I had a great time. You know, met some people, talked with some people. It was great. It was a great time. And I hope that you guys, you know, maybe, you know, got a little bit of taste of what it was like, you know, with the pictures and whatnot. Night Robin Chad, check you later. Yeah. Why don't they ever abduct scientists or diplomats? Why is it always pig farmers from Bent Armpit, Wyoming? I mean, that's a good point too. But yeah, I mean, who knows? Who knows? Until the next one, Falcro. Yes. Don't eat any more parasite worms. Thank you, Bucho. I will try not to. I heard some good audio recordings from the 60s of an incident that took place over an Air Force base. Did you know they have UFO officers in the Air Force? Yeah. Yeah. Bunch of savages in this town, right? But thank you guys. Again, thank you guys so much for being here. They abduct nobody is the answer. I mean, that's possible too. It's possible too. Not enough data, right? But thank you guys for being here. Yeah. As far as I know, everything will be normal for at least the next week, and then things might get interesting. But we'll talk about that when we get there. So you guys have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you later and stuff. You missed it all? Yeah, I mean, kind of. Bye, 42 Rob. Thank you for the stories, Rachel. You're welcome. Welcome. But you guys have a great one. Bye. See you, Ted, Valcro, Rufus, Rachel, 7th, BC, Ricky. You guys are awesome. Have a good one.